Okay. Okay. Cool. I'm good. I'm ready.
He's good. He's ready. I'm good. I'm ready.
Good. That's good.
All right.
Everything's
Then
good.
I'm gonna press start.
All right. I dare you.
And then I'll put your stream up. And we are ripping. Well, there's a Kung Fu Panda ad first that you got. You and your damn monetization, Manny. Um, hell yeah.
You know, got paid $50 by Twitch the other day, so.
There you go. That's how it begins. Welcome, 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 welcome. Turn the comics off. Um, Welcome to Reading with Your Mouth, a Mouth Breathers Guild podcast. We do this live on Twitch, and then we post this to YouTube, and then hopefully we'll post it somewhere else eventually. Just still getting this going. We're excited. We're going to talk about Catwoman Lonely City by Cliff Chang, the Black Label book that released in 2021, 22.
Yeah.
Um, Before we get into that conversation, guys, we are comic creators ourselves, and if you want to support us, support the show, I highly, highly recommend you check out our book, Renowned. Um, right now, our web store is down, so just contact us on social media. My links are in the bio. They'll be in the description on YouTube. You can join our Discord. That's one of the easiest ways to get in direct contact with us, community of creators. But yeah, my name's Kiwi Spicy, aka Kevin Tannhauser. And Manny Tavares is the other man on the mics.
That's right.
That's the Manny Draws on social media. We created this whole anthology, Monster of the Week, sci-fi fantasy stories in a world overrun with trans-dimensional nightmare monsters. It's up to kind of our rogue vanguard of bounty hunters and monster hunters to stop this overwhelming wave of monsters. There's some killer art. There's some fun stories. There's some Monster of the Week stuff. Um, there's quips. There's goofiness. There's family drama. There's
Oh, yeah.
political intrigue. There's gross monsters that look awesome. It's one of my favorite pages right here. Boom. Check this out. Missing from the stream today is the usual Ben Hill art. You can find him on socials at Ben_Hill_art or the_Time Police. They just released page 5. Is that what he said?
Yeah,
That we
page
should
5.
plug?
Yep.
Page 5 of their new chapter of the Time Police. It's a fun time travel buddy cop story. Definitely check that out. I don't have the floppy with me right now, but you can see the newest panels on Instagram. That book rules. Him and James are close friends of the show of the Mouth Breathers Guild, and we wish them nothing but the best. You should go check out their book. Manny is showing over there, over above me,
Yeah.
pointing directions. Showing it on Instagram. Check that out. It's really cool. They are super talented guys, hardworking, really nice. Support them too. There are other artists on the Discord. If you want to talk to them about their processes, talk about how you can get their art, check it out. Join the Discord. Link is below. With that, man, he's still scrolling.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're good. With
Yeah.
that, we can start diving into Catwoman Lonely City. So I'll read the solicit off the back just to kind of get us warmed up.
Yeah.
Uh, 10 years ago, the massacre known as Fool's Night claimed the lives of Batman, the Joker, Nightwing, and Commissioner Gordon and sent Selina Kyle, the Catwoman, to prison. A decade later, Gotham has banned costume heroism and villainy. The new Gotham is cleaner, safer, and a lot less free under the watchful eye of Mayor Harvey Dent and his Bat Cops. It's into this new city that Selina Kyle returns, a changed woman, with her mind on one last big score. The secret's hidden inside the Batcave. She doesn't need the money. She just needs to know. Who is Orpheus? Visionary creator Cliff Chang from Wonder Woman and Paper Girls writes, draws, colors, and letters an unmissable artistic statement that will change the way you see Gotham's heroes and villains forever. This
Cool.
was originally released in 4 big old magazine prestige plus edition size pages
Dude, yeah.
by DC's Black Label, which just have to first shout out. This hardcover is beautiful. If you don't have it, go get it. God, I love this book. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Dude, even
Um,
the slip or the dust cover is nice, but I prefer the taking the dust cover off because I'm a weirdo. I don't like dust covers that much, but it is a good design. but the hardcover itself is freaking beautiful.
Yeah,
Just showing
also
me off.
really, really pretty. Love that. Black Label, they print in high quality, which is already nice. They also get
Mm,
just the highest caliber of artists and creators um, to do their books. We've sung the praises for books like Daniel Warren Johnson's Wonder Woman Dead Earth
mm-hmm.
and Tom King's Human Target, which we'll definitely do episodes on both of
Yeah.
those eventually because they're some of our favorite books. But holy crap, this book is so big and dense.
Yeah.
I don't think this episode will take a super long time, but
Yeah, I
if
don't
there were
think
more
so either.
people with us here to nerd out, we definitely would, because there is so much in here to kind of dissect and analyze. I mean, right off the bat, just the fact that, well, one, Cliff Chang, if you haven't read Paper Girls, holy crap, go read Paper Girls. It's so
Mm-hmm.
good. Um, he's got a bunch of other credits, but the,
No,
the fact that he wrote, drew, inked, colored, lettered, and did 2 covers every issue is
yeah,
absolutely bananas to me.
yeah,
Um, that's why it took him like 3 years to do this book, basically, because this was supposed to come out in 2020.
yeah. And
Didn't
then
make
like
it
the
until
pandemic and stuff went down, and that kind of put a weird put all publishers in a weird position. Um, and also like Cliff Chang is known for Paper Girls, but also did a pretty good run on Wonder Woman for DC as well.
yes,
His art is clean, like designy. Um, it's so fucking tasty. I don't know.
his colors, man, his
Yeah,
colors are the thing that always like stands out. I mean, he's an incredibly talented artist and writer from
yeah,
this story, but just man, the colors in his books always pop. Um,
mm,
I'm just consistently impressed by what he's able to do. He's kind of like this is like the perfect story for him that really I think encompasses all of his like multitudes as an artist
yeah.
and
And
the
his
way that he's
interests
able
and
to
stuff.
weave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he can weave so many different eras throughout this book style, which I just think is really cool. Which is
Yeah,
kind of like thematically necessary for how much it goes back and forth between like back in the day and like reminiscing on the golden age of superheroes. It almost start you get like little bits of Batman 66, like Julie Newmar,
yeah,
like Catwoman. You get like Michelle Pfeiffer sort of stuff in here, and you get this totally new. Um, I think she's supposed to be 55 canonically in this book.
yeah, yeah. He's 55. Batman's like 59 or something. So like I know the continuity in Cliff Chang's head was just like year one is where it starts, and then we go from there, and then like let's see the world like Gotham without Batman. What happens then is basically the premise of the book, and like what happens with Catwoman in that dynamic kind of thing. So
Yeah, it's like the Dark Knight Rises, but not pro cops,
yeah, right.
which is like what I really like about this book. There's so much I like about this book because it's
Yeah,
not just like the Batman mythos, but it's because honestly, Batman is a very small part of this book, even though he's
really.
kind of like the red herring
Yeah,
um,
it's like the
of
catalyst
it.
that
Like,
really like starts everything off, or that's the reason why everything's that way, right? It's like the
yeah,
feud between Joker and Batman, and then anyway, we'll get into it.
no, totally. You
Yeah.
get that, and you also just get like all these different villains who show up, um, Killer Croc and the Riddler and others.
Dude, Killer
Um,
Croc is like one of my favorites. I feel like,
he's so good.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, we can go into just kind of before we start diving in, like kind of issue over issue and like different sequences we love. We can kind of just go general thoughts here.
mm. I do want to point out that this like design with her walking down the alleyway, I feel like is that ripped right out of year one when Bruce Wayne is walking down the city of Gotham like at night, like his
Oh
first
wow,
scout mission basically, when he doesn't even have the bat suit yet. It's just like ski mask and trying to fight people, and then he gets stabbed.
dude, it might be. I mean,
I
yeah,
think that's it if my memory serves correct, but he's just homaging. Like there's so many homages in this thing, especially like Cliff Chang's a big film guy too, and you probably noticed like a lot of things that he's homaging to from like classic heist movies and stuff. As I know he was talking about that in some on the off panel interview.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely,
yeah,
definitely a lot of like French '60s cinema going on and
yeah,
all over this book, which is like really rad.
yeah.
Movies like Le Samurai,
Uh huh.
and like then even like not French, but kind of, but The French Connection.
Yeah.
Definitely a big influence on this book, which is so good. Um, yeah, I love. I mean, you Manny knows this about me, but you put anything, you make anything a heist plot, and I'm all in. Um,
Right.
my favorite story structures. They're just always fun. I love the way the see a plan come together. I
Yeah.
love everything that can possibly go wrong. I love the puzzle kind of solving and piecing together aspect of heist stories,
Right.
and I really think that this one does a great job
Dude, yeah.
of
What a crew.
constantly like yeah, the crew is great, the dynamics between everyone are great, the like social commentary and like emotional motivations are great.
Yeah.
um I think the way that it escalates issue over issue is fantastic. Like the
Dude.
stakes are always
Yeah.
present.
It's like, dude, it just doesn't stop. Like,
And it
uh,
keeps getting crazier and crazier.
yeah.
We'll dive into it once we get into like the fourth issue, but just like the fact that it goes like, okay, it's just kind of like gritty street level. Then we're incorporating like more villains into this. Now there's like in issue 3, there's like, is there a mole in the group? Everything's going wrong. And then like the fourth issue is just like pure mysticism, crazy over the top superhero fights, like
Right.
in just the best way. Like it's just like such a good catharsis. Everything that happens in the Batcave,
Dude, yeah.
is so rad.
And I feel like this is the opening up too. I feel like is another homage to year one with the braka 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 braka, that when the cops shooting at Catwoman, you know,
Yes.
when Batman is behind the pillar and all the cops are shooting at him. Now I could just be piecing that in there as a coincidence, but you know, braka 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 is like my favorite scene. I specifically remember the lettering in that scene, and I
I
love it
also
so
just get
much.
really excited anytime I see Braka Braka Braka
Yeah,
Braka
yeah.
as a onomatopoeia. It's so good every time. That's how I know it's like, oh yeah, it's just a hail of machine gun fire. This is the
Yeah,
exact sauce I needed.
yeah,
This is
exactly.
what I love. Um, God, yeah. I mean, the vintage Catwoman costume in that shot is
Yeah,
fantastic.
it's so good.
Um,
The colors are amazing. Oh my god.
and then you turn the page and it just goes back to that muted,
Yeah,
dull, like
but it still looks fantastic. Like, damn it.
well, it's also like the amount of detail that goes into every panel of his,
Yeah,
and
the way it's
like
thought
him
out.
like really maxing out on how much you can fit on a page in a good
Yeah,
way, like in a way that never seems too busy. It's just like
yeah, and this prestige
dense in the
format
best
is
way.
so good. And like, one of my other favorite bits is the TV, you know, and then the
All the
dialogue from the
TV
TV
sequences, yeah,
is
with the
like the
lettering of like
dialogue
the
you see.
font.
Yeah, yeah, it's like the dialogue you would see like on the teleprompter or like whatever, like that you would see on a television screen, you know, as the newscast is going or whatever. And then there's a part later on in the book where it's that, and you also get like the Spanish translation underneath in yellow, you know.
Mm.
And I was just like, that's such a cool touch. Like, wow. Because usually it's just you put a different word bubble around it, and then it's, you know, they're speaking a
Yeah,
different
you
language.
put like
But
the brackets or
yeah,
whatever, or like asterisks to be
yeah,
like, oh, this is in this language.
yeah, it's great.
No, and I mean like, and of course, like I don't know if it's just me and because I love that book so much, or if it's just like that's how like omnipresent the homage is. But Dark Knight Returns is just
Hmm.
like if you're doing a talking head on TV, like you just
Right.
owe
Yeah.
Frank Miller a debt, or maybe like even a little bit of Alan Moore with Watchmen because that's in there too. But like I always think of the talking heads
Hmm.
in Frank Miller's books. Like he just nails those.
It's like Frank Miller
Um,
was doing it, and then there's a few other like Frank Miller was in the same studio as oh man, another artist that he was doing the similar stuff at the same time, and I'm forgetting his name. Oh Jesus, it's like a classic. Anyway, never mind. We'll keep going. It'll come to me at some point. It'll come to me at some point. Oh,
oh man, but this book, like I love how much like Cliff Chang talks about this in his interview on like off panel, which we're gonna reference off panel a lot because we just listen to it religiously, and it's such a great way to get insight into books and creators.
yeah.
But like I loved hearing him talk about like how there was so much opportunity to like add to the Wonder Woman canon, like, or not Wonder Woman, Catwoman canon,
Yeah.
like because she's like so like she only has a few traits that you really know about her like consistently. So it's like anything goes from a creative perspective. Like you can really like expand upon that, but like dig really deep into things. Um, yeah, I'm like I've always enjoyed Catwoman stories, but like now I'm like maybe she's one of my favorite characters. Like maybe this is like maybe I need to go read a bunch of the kind of key books. You know, Ben gave me his like When in Rome book, the Tim Sale, Jeff Loeb book.
Yeah, yeah, I got that recently as well. When we were at Acme.
Oh, they
So
had it?
yeah, they had it there, so I picked it up.
Dang.
Yeah, but
I'll have to give that a read. I have Ben's copy, but um, I also want to read all of Brubaker's run.
oh
Um,
yeah, same. With that's with
but
Darwin Cook, right?
yeah, I think
Oh,
Darwin Cook did like the first bit. I don't know if he did like a long run with Brubaker on that. Like, it might have been just been 6 issues.
dang, that's crazy. Darwin Cook's
I mean,
everywhere.
Darwin Cook. Yeah, I mean, he does long. I mean, he's talk about dense artwork. You know what I'm saying? That's like
Yeah,
that's a master, and you don't rush his work, and you let him do whatever he wants.
It's- for real.
Lena Kyle, she gets out of prison. She, you know, no one's wearing masks anymore. I love that political kind of commentary that was unintentional with the pandemic. Like,
Dude,
you know, there's no
yeah,
way he would have known that.
no, yeah, it was like as it was going down, or right before it was going down, then like masks are a serious thing everywhere because of the pandemic, and then he's working on the book at the same time. And he's just like, okay, well, this is hitting a little different now, you know. So
Yeah.
such interesting.
So much about it. Police brutality
Yeah.
and the government and vigilantism and fascism. Like,
Hmm.
there's always, I mean, with Batman, always there's some little sprinkling of fascist commentary,
Yeah.
like in there, and like how superheroes aren't necessarily a net positive for the
Right.
world,
Yeah.
and can quickly be used as like an allegory for fascistic kind of worldviews. And that's what I love about Catwoman is that she kind of, even in the most of those stories, she like ends up kind of towing a line.
Hmm.
God, we're both kind of flipping through that scene where she goes back to Wayne Manor. I love that she sneaks in, breaks
Yeah.
in,
And then just dips out.
just to leave
Hey,
flowers on the graves.
sorry, is off limits. And the dude's like, oh. Staring at the graves. Yeah.
I mean, I love that also just as that touch to know like all these people are dead.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
like just a great way of telling that part of the story because we'll get to that later with Bruce. And then
Yeah.
she goes to see the penguin.
Dude, an old penguin.
Yeah,
Old little
yeah.
penguin, man.
Old penguin not giving out loans for crime. You
Yeah.
know, not gonna even risk it.
Yeah, it's like, I know you. Like, this, I'm not doing it. I
And then yeah,
think it's Molly Wife.
yeah. You can work as a hostess, especially if you break out the old cat suit. You know the one. Yeah, great. And then you get to see Catwoman in athleisure. She's in like a
Yeah.
hoodie and like sneakers, and you know, I love that she just goes to into the Gotham Central to deal like Batman files, basically.
On top of that,
Uh,
she's taking pain meds because,
yeah,
she's aged, right? So,
55 trying to do parkour.
yeah, it hits a little different.
I love anytime we get a superhero story. Oh, Brock's in the chat. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
lurking me and Manny. We appreciate the love.
Yeah, dude.
Brock, have you read Catwoman Lonely City? This book is insanely good.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it. It's Cliff Chang doing everything, writing, drawing, inking, lettering, coloring, the whole thing. It's nuts how good it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love seeing superheroes do mundane things. I love when they're old and like have to take pain meds.
Like the
My stream
knee
title says
stuff.
minor threats. Oh my god, it does still say minor threats. I edited that shit. That's so annoying. I'm gonna change it right now. I already did this change. That's so annoying.
Oh, yeah. Gotta press update like twice.
Yeah, man.
Hmm.
No matter. Okay, there it is. Finally. God. Yeah. Fuck. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime they're doing mundane things, putting on their shoes, taking pills, brushing their teeth. I love the quiet, lonely moments with superheroes that make them not feel like DC's whole thing is like they're gods amongst men, but never Batman. He's very human.
Oh man, yeah, so good. I love the hint of orange when she's sneaking in. It's like this whole page is blue, and then we get orange right there in like the exit door, and then the
Yeah.
orange is shining on her a little bit, adding that little flavor of color to like show interest or like you know make the eye go to a certain spot, like the doorway when these guys are walking in, and then boom, then there's the red pen that just like pops out. That just a
Well, there's
little.
like it's such a cool way to do it because like think about like kind of like how you would cover like a stealth scene, just
Yeah.
generally, and
Mm-hmm.
instead of using like dark and light and like values, like using color contrast to like
Mm-hmm.
communicate those ideas is like a really good idea. Like take
Mm.
notes for Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
You know
Even
what
in
I
video
mean?
games, follow the light. You know.
Follow the light, but not even like it's not even necessarily that much higher value in the
Right.
frame. The stair panel in the corner is, but that doorway, like
Yeah. So
the
nice.
color makes it pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
And then the lights in the city on the next page, like coming through the windows, is also really great.
Yeah.
To kind of continue that blue and orange theme.
Warm
And then
against
we go straight
cool.
into our, yeah, dude. We go straight into the talking heads on the news, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a really clever way to like also dump a ton of dialogue without it feeling like you're just reading,
Yeah.
like with avoiding that like Walt Simonson, Jack Kirby thing where there's just like a wall of text between the panels.
Yeah. But I mean, like with these, like you got to be smart with it too, right? Because like these aren't just talking heads that are just taking up space. Like we're figuring out who Harvey Dent is now. He's a politician. He's been using that like skill that he's built up for so many years, right? And now he's coming back in the game, but now he's like running for mayor and shit. And we get little bursts of who he is or who he's trying to make everyone think he is on the screen. You know,
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's
there's
great.
no better Batman villain to be a politician than Two Face.
Right.
Like,
Right.
they're literally Two Faced.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
it's so
There
good,
it
and it's
is.
also like a great way of like providing all of that world building and lore of like what actually happened and how did we get here,
Yeah.
without it feeling like 10 years ago this happened and then this happened and now we're
Right.
here. It's like
Yeah.
the kind of diegetic conversation just really works.
Just get little tastes of world building going on with those TV bits. It's great.
And then bam, we get some Barbara Gordon, some Batgirl content. She's
No.
still in the wheelchair, but they kind of invert the story a little bit.
No.
Again, playing with the old, keeping the new.
No.
Um, she's a politician. I also love one thing I pay attention to a lot in coverage with like scenes with people who have glasses on
Mm.
is like when their eyes are in and out of frame of the glass.
Oh yeah.
Like where you just get the solid reflection and you don't see her eyes
Yeah.
versus like when it matters you see the eyes come through. I
Yeah.
love that coverage.
It's also like if the light hits it a certain way, like you
Yes.
know, sometimes the eyes do go away, in real life when you're talking to a buddy with glasses on or whatever, and then boop, there goes their eyes, and then they're back. I don't know. It is an interesting thing to do. It's definitely a fun thing to do, um, and I definitely enjoy it, especially with the difference of color making those eyes pop like that, or the lenses pop like that. It's fantastic.
Mm. And I also love Barbara Gordon being used as like kind of like Catwoman's like foil, like how to do everything that Catwoman's trying to do, but through the system, through the machine, like
Right.
doing things the right way.
Yeah.
Like I that's like a common trope in Batman stories, how like politicians and police officers are trying to do the right thing without having to be like a fascist vigilante,
Yeah.
like just beating the shit out of people in the shadows. Like, it's
On
like, no, we need
vengeance.
laws, you
Yeah.
fucking animal. Like, and he's just like, I am vengeance. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell's this guy's deal?
I just wanted to get a Twinkie, man. Yeah.
And then, of course, after that exchange, we go to the bar. These are my favorite places in any comic book. You know, the bar with no name, the stock pot, just the
Yeah.
bar where all the villains hang out, and it's just henchmen. And they call Killer Croc by his name, Waylon. It's just like,
Apologize to Waylon. He's just
he
drunk
looks
in the corner.
so. He's wearing flip flops, like he's wearing slides and joggers and a big wife beater,
Just a
dude.
soprano just sitting there. Yeah.
Wearing his Mets jersey.
Yeah.
You know, it's the Gotham Knights, but we know what it is. It's just an old bastard from Queens sitting
Yeah.
there.
I mean, Cliff Chang he lives in New York, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
So, like, his love of the city definitely shows through, and, like, his experience with it definitely shows through this book. And I know, like, he talked to Jason Latour on an interview and was diving into a little bit on, like, how he loves the city and, you know, lived there doing comics, like, based off that. And you can definitely feel that through this book, which is great. A little bit of
100%.
what you know, write what you know. So
Why do you always write stuff about monsters and demons? That's
huh?
what I want to know.
Say what?
Why do we always write stuff about monsters and demons?
Because we think we're a monster and demon, dude. Think about it.
I guess I know that.
Am I a monster?
No.
Anyway.
Why do I always write books with dudes hanging dong, dude?
I ain't dog no.
I hang dong. I just stand in the nude, looking pensive. I don't do anything else.
Oh man. But yeah, Croc
But
is great. We love Croc, especially him getting fat. Is
yeah, he's got like a hip injury and concussions.
Yeah.
Like,
but I mean,
and he's like working private security. He's like a bouncer now, basically.
Yeah. You just see like the age, you know, like everyone in their prime was trying to rule the world, right? Now they're just like, I'm just a bouncer now or whatever. Like,
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
That's fine with me.
Big old beer belly, yeah. So
Again, the slides, dude, they kill me.
yeah,
He's wearing open-toed shoes. I mean, I guess he doesn't need shoes, but
no, yeah. Kind of just swims in the sewers, isn't it? So.
and I love that like her and Harvey have that old rapport. You know, it's like there's like he comes in as the mayor or whatever, and no one gives a shit. You know,
Right.
they know 10 years ago they used to just like be like buff bodies for this guy. You know, just absolute goons.
Yeah. Oh man. And you choose. I love that.
I mean, and choosing in the next page too with the corner panels where it's just his you know zombie side, his burn victim side is really sick.
Yeah.
It's a really great way to cover that. You get so much out of that. Buys them all around, you know, politics.
Right.
I love the conversation on the next page where they just it's like her face and his just cutting back and forth and he's just stone faced.
Yeah.
As it like zooms in closer to her.
This is how I imagine you know, corpse fucker.
Exactly. Stone face, and then you just get the smile and the laugh.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's it. I just imagine like in this bit, you know, like the Croc might just like wiggle his nose, like, you know, deep breath or something. Not even a deep breath, just like a yeah. Just looking at her. And then the big smile on the next page.
Yeah, dude. The belly laugh, and then he asks her for a place to crash, dude. That's so good.
Any place to stay? The eyebrows.
He looks sad. He's like he looks like Hopper, dude. He looks like a pit bull. Like he's just like a sad, mushy dog. Hilarious. Absolutely brilliant. Let me get her back out, but her boots are worn out and her costume doesn't fit right, and
Yeah.
she's out of shape. And she's
Right.
trying to break in back to the Gotham Central. I love that her costume has a tail. Like,
Yeah.
does that do anything? Does that have any purpose?
Balance,
Does it just look
dude.
good as hell? It's not vestigial, like, not prehensile.
Ah, you wouldn't understand. No.
I just feel like if I was like trying to be a jewel thief and I had like a tail swinging around behind me, just like batting into stuff and
Yeah.
setting off alarms, dude.
Might be a little impractical. I don't know. Maybe she
Yeah,
just needs the extra challenge.
it's comics. We
Yeah.
don't need to get too
Right.
far into it.
Right. And
The
the
whip,
giant
the
whiskers
part.
too, right? So but anyway, yeah. Then she's slipping, sliding, losing her balance. Been a while. But yeah, this freaking tale is so funny.
Mm.
Good way to lead your eye though.
It is good. I'm sure that's just like probably a choice made. Where it's like I just feel like there should be something on this part of the page.
Right.
So like we're just gonna add this in to like break shapes up and like lead the eye.
Yeah.
Because he does it really well on that next page in that bottom right corner panel where she's running through the stacks of filed books. Like that just
Mm.
adds a lot of character to that
Yeah.
silhouette. That's really effective.
Mm.
Um,
Goodness.
yeah, dude. Uh, yeah, her frantically going through the box and finding the batarang. I
Mm.
love that as a token. And then we get the reasoning behind it, and we get that first shot of Bruce actually dying. It's
It's like, oh shit.
like he is fucked up, dude. Like he's not doing good. Like
Yeah.
straight up.
Save the city.
Yeah, I love that whole splash with the chopper.
Yeah. And the smoke, you
Killer.
can feel the movement of the air, all that, all the debris. It's fantastic.
Again, insane colors the way this pops with all the reds and
Yeah.
the yellows.
It's intense, you know. It's hot. It's heavy. Shit's going down,
Hmm.
and you can feel it.
Orpheus.
Yeah.
I should have done my research about the actual myth of Orpheus and what that actually thematically has to do with this, because that's a bad writer in me not knowing all the myths.
Right.
Let me
How
give
dare
that a
you.
quick Google. I'm gonna Joe Rogan this one.
Hey, Kevin, you look that up? No.
Yeah. Whoa, that's crazy. Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah.
Orpheus was a Thracian bard, legendary musician and prophet. He was also a renowned poet. According to the legend, traveled with Jason and the Argonauts in search of the Golden Fleece. He even descended into the underworld of Hades to recover his lost wife Eurydice. Ancient Greek. Major stories about him centered on his ability to charm all living things, even stones, with his music. His attempt to retrieve his wife Eurydice from the underworld and his death stands at the his death at the hands of the Maenads of Dionysus, who got tired of his mourning for his late wife. For Greeks, he was the founder and prophet of Orphic mysteries. What is that? He was credited with the composition of Orphic hymns, Orphic Argonaut. Probable suggestion is that it is derived from a hypothetical Greek root meaning orphan, servant, slave.
Ah. Okay.
Interesting. Many believe that other writers actually believe that Orpheus was a real person. Interesting.
Huh.
He was one of the handful of Greek heroes to visit the underworld and return. That seems thematically relevant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
his relationship with his wife also seems relevant in terms of the love and connection that Batman has with Catwoman.
Yeah.
Um,
And diving back into the underworld and returning, pretty much Bruce Wayne going, you know, into Gotham as Batman, you know, that could do that. Or it could also be, you know, the death and, revive of things. Like the Lazarus Pit kind of thing.
yeah. And that definitely dives into, like, the Lazarus Pit at the end.
Yeah.
Seeing if there's any, like, common themes through his poems or hymns. Doing deep dives real quick, trying to scan Wikipedia as fast as I possibly can.
Hurry!
I mean, it's just interesting. I mean, Greek myths are just so
So many.
good to
Yeah.
pillage for your own, like, because it's something that we all know, but we don't know. Even if you've never
Mm.
heard the myths, the myths have been retold through so many different media outlets, different stories, movies, books.
Right.
Like, you know these stories even without knowing these stories.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to dive into this later, but just the idea of him going back for his wife. I mean, going to the underworld and back to save his wife from Hades.
Mm.
Huh. Ovid also recounted that Orpheus had abstained from the love of women either because things ended badly or because he had sworn to do so. Yet many felt a desire to be joined with the poet, and many grieved at rejection.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
seems like right on the nose for this story.
Yeah.
And I like that, like with that interpretation, like Orpheus could be Batman or it could be Catwoman, depending on what you're looking at.
Yeah.
That's that's a really interesting interpretation. Hell yeah,
I like that. I like
I
that
like
a
that a
lot.
lot. I like when writers are smart, smarter than me.
Go like
um, issue 2, collecting strays.
Yeah.
God, the colorful, just explosion of panels and shapes and lines going everywhere.
I love
With the
this page
Joker's
too.
Fool's Night.
This like
Oh yeah,
cover,
that
yeah.
one is really cool.
So great with that
She looks
circle right
great.
there. Yeah. So cool.
Got the Green Lantern ring in her hand.
Yeah. Book 2. Collecting
Yeah.
strays. Just shape language going on, and you get it. You take
Well, I
away
love this
those
overall structure.
like you take away those little freaking bridges and stuff, and it's just like weird shapes. But then you add those bridges and everything, and it's a freaking factory. It's crazy. Silhouettes,
Yeah.
strong. I like it. But yeah, this is a
It's so
wacky page right here with all the
well,
chaos happening.
and
Wow.
even before, just like diving in, like I love the idea, like the structure of this book is like issue 1 is like where we're at now.
Yeah.
Like not diving too deep into everything that happened, but sprinkling in just enough to kind of set you up for where you are.
Yeah.
And then in the second issue, we actually backpedal to explain like how Gotham got to this place. And of course, it's basically the ending of Todd Phillips's Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. Like
Right.
it's
Yeah.
just that where all the people go crazy wearing the Joker masks. Like it's the same idea.
Yeah.
Um, which has definitely been in other comics too. And I love the next page where you get the Bat family swooping in, dude.
Yeah.
Nightwing looks so good in the background here.
Yeah. Robin, man.
Hmm.
That's great. Fantastic.
Croc snoring on the couch kills me, dude. It's so good.
Zzz. Coffee.
Just color temperature a little bit, make it a little bit better to see. I feel like the warm light I was putting on here wasn't giving you enough of the colors.
Dude,
Yeah.
love those colors.
Way to win over Babs with the giving her the pipe,
Right.
Gordon's pipe.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's like, come on.
And then I love the friendship montage where they're training, dude.
Dude, yeah.
So good.
All stretching. And I love this panel when he's looking at the sludge. All of it. I gotta drink all of this. And then they're sleeping, and they're just like shoulder to shoulder. It's great. It's
Dude,
friendship.
so sweet.
Yeah.
Who doesn't flush?
Sorry. Oh man.
And I love the world building we get in this issue with her, all the people she knows. Like she knows Barbara, she knows Killer Croc. Like in the first issue, comes into this one, knows like all the people who like run this like sneaker store. There's probably some Catwoman comic I don't know of, and I'm just being the ignorant one here. But like with this character, it's not so much information that you couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the sneaker heads trying to rob the store. I love the idea, like, you know, I love in superhero comics when like superheroes are like directly like a part of the culture. People wear the shirts and buy the
Yeah,
shoes, and I love that. Like the Flash skateboards on the wall.
yeah. Just like a branding thing. Like everyone's got, like they're selling plushies and stuff of Superman, Wonder Woman in the background, Batman, all that. Like this would definitely happen. I mean, we look at our like we watch our sports and stuff. We got their jerseys, their bobbleheads, and all this. Like it would definitely be like bobbleheads of Superman and
Dude,
stuff. I mean, there
Batman's
already
not
is,
even
but
real.
yeah,
Batman isn't even real, and there are Batman shoes and
yeah,
skateboards.
it's true,
Like,
it's true.
shit.
But like
Yeah.
even so, we would be like all about it. I mean, already are, but just imagine if it was real. Like
Yeah. Always my favorite. One of my favorite tropes in the world is businesses that are secretly fronts for crime operations. Like,
right,
they walk in the back of the shoe store. There's a whole thing going on
yeah,
back here. I love this panel cutout when they talk about Catwoman. Like when she's like, "Oh, yeah, I used to have one of your posters in my room," and it cuts to that panel of her
yeah, and he's
down
like,
here, and
oh,
but it even like the texture on that panel is like newsprinty.
yeah.
It feels very like early '90s Batman. Like,
Yeah, and I know Cliff talks about that. Like he did the same sort of processes, or like he used similar processes and textures and stuff for that image. Like he wanted it to feel old, so he
what a
did it.
genius!
Yeah, I was like, there's a reason. Like that. That's one thing that's fantastic about this book. Like every panel, every character, everything in the background, like it's there for a reason. And he makes that apparent in the interview as well. And it's like he's not just doing it for fluff. He's doing it because like there's a point for it for this story to keep moving forward.
Super deliberate.
Yeah.
Yeah, just everything. Like, and I mean, you read this book, like you read 5 pages of it, you go, "Oh yeah, I understand why this book took like 3 years to make." Like,
Yeah.
beyond just one guy doing it. Like even if he had a team, like I wouldn't be surprised if it took that long. Like
Right. Yeah.
it's so much.
I'm just wondering like what other stuff in the backgrounds, like with him being so deliberate with his choices. Like I'm sure there's other stuff and other homages that I'm missing. In this
Yeah.
book.
He's mentioned like there's like lots of old New York politics like things that he's referencing in the background, and I'm sure there's like details to like Batman lore that I don't even know about.
Yeah.
Just her with the cat. I mean, our first exposure to Eddie Nigma, old
Yeah.
Riddler.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I love that his daughter is dressed in his colors, the green
Right.
and the purple,
Yeah.
right behind him.
What a good
That's a
touch.
really great touch. And then, another one of his panels with, back to that 90s style with the newsprint texture.
Yeah.
Like on the next page is great. When they flash back.
Dude, I swear, like when I was reading this, I was like, "Oh, Ben's in the comic."
I love that.
Look at him go.
Dude, I mean, I like Silver Fox, like Conan O'Brien looking Edward Nigma.
Right, man. It's so good. I love this character.
I love that he's not completely insane.
Yeah.
Like, he's like a guy who had a wife and like his marriage didn't go well and she died, and he's got this daughter that he's trying to raise right.
Yeah.
But he's also like a single man, and they have this like big flirt session.
Mm-hmm.
I love their reminiscing. Yeah, fucking Bane. Like, it's hilarious. The timestamps to kind of demonstrate how long the night goes and how they're just talking like old friends.
Yeah.
For
Just
hours.
like college
It's like a
friends,
great way.
talking about all the stupid shit they did back in the day, It's great.
Turn the page, we go back to Julie Newmar.
Yeah.
Look at that Catwoman, dude. Oh man.
It's so good.
The clearly leather suit, the jewels. Even 66 Batman with the blue underwear,
Yeah.
like.
Yep. Look at that. Gosh.
30 years ago. This is like year one, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Just that suit is so great. And her hands. The lettering is incredible, man. Really.
Oh yeah, that onomatopoeia on.
Yeah. Just the way like which one to read first, right? There's no confusion to anything. Like he's completely designed this book. And I know Cliff Chang used to be an editor. I think that was like one of his first jobs as
Yes.
in the comics industry. He was like an assistant editor For you know what publisher it was? Do you know what company it was? Or
I thought it was DC.
it was DC?
Or no, it was Vertigo. It was Vertigo.
It was
That's what it
Vertigo.
was.
But okay, yeah. So he's like looking at all these books. I'm sure he's taking notes on lettering and all this. I mean, especially just being a comic fan, you like if you're a maker, you're gonna be paying attention to this stuff, right? So, I mean,
Dude, just like the line work on like the way that this whole sequence where he's pulling the jewelry or she pulls the jewelry case down, like I love the way that your eye kind of tracks with the whip and like it just all follows in a really frenetic,
yeah,
fluid motion. It's
yeah.
so good.
And then it leads right to the feet on the next panel, and they're gone. Or they're getting a little wacky.
Getting a little wacky. Yeah, I love that constant flirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mask comes off. Live a little, Batman. I love, and infusing in the next page when they're in her like suite, infusing the old with the new. How he's got that like 3D hologram plant like layout of where they're going to be breaking into the Batcave, and how they need the Green Lantern ring.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite part of heists.
Yeah.
Is every heist, there's always got to be a smaller heist leading up to the first, like the big heist.
You got to get the little things. Little things lead to the big things.
And you like see how like the skills that work together in the small ones slowly build and get pieced together to be like ultimately usable for the big heist. Like it's a very clever trick in the genre. Like, it all feels like this is how we're going to do it and this is why it's going to go to plan because we saw it work here, so it'll work there. And then of course it never does. That's how heists are interesting, is that everything goes wrong. Tension, stakes.
Gosh.
I love him and the dude. Killer Croc in the tracksuit and he's wearing the telepathic ape instead of like the Bape because it's like Gorilla Grodd is so good. I love Gorilla Grodd, dude.
Oh man, Selena's freaking suiting up there. That's great.
Star Labs, and we see the beginning of her like athleisure suit too, where she's like got the Lululemon pants and the New Balance shoes, basically.
Yeah. She's trying to stay comfy,
Yeah.
She's older now.
Definitely.
She can't be putting on those uncomfortable outfits anymore.
It's true. She's old. She's 55.
Yeah.
What do you think? She's gonna wear leather and latex?
No.
It's not happening.
Give me those shoes with the nice cushion. I want to walk on a cloud, please.
That's right. I'm 28 and I want to walk on clouds and wear Lululemon, dude. I'm not trying to wear latex.
Dude, these like cop things, like telling her to surrender the ring. Just like these little transformer guys just floating everywhere.
It's rad. Yeah, the Mega Man guns on their arms. Yeah. Oh, dude, the onomatopoeia is she's jumping over the cars. Zap, zap, zap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And she, using the Green Lantern ring to teleport, rad.
Yeah.
Everything's great. This is when everything's still pretty fun. The stakes are just still building. We're getting that lore of the city and what's going on in the background starting to pepper in as we go through, and how this is starting to go bad for Harvey Dent. As Catwoman succeeds, that means Harvey Dent is failing, and how he reacts to that and spices up the plot is just more and more interesting. It's like how that rise to fascism kind of really happens with opposition rising, and how do you keep things under control as you just enforce curfews and bat cops and start killing protesters or whatever. Like it's nuts. Oh god, the coloring on this next page where they're trying to recreate the Batmobile is so good. The reds and the blues.
Oh yeah.
This is so beautiful. I love it. I want it.
And that line on that dude's face with the elevator closing. Ugh.
Yes.
That's like one of my favorites right there.
Getting them to stand out with that blue is so nice.
Yeah. Contrast, man.
Oh, dude, this is one of the best panels in the book on the next page. In the bottom corner here, where it's the silhouette of her face with all the
Oh
people
yeah,
in the back of her mind.
yeah,
That is such a cool way to cover that idea.
yeah,
I've never seen anything like that. That is so smart.
yeah.
I'm gonna steal that.
I'm gonna steal that. There was a I remember like a graphic design piece for Red Dead Redemption, like the first Red Dead Redemption, and it was John Marston walking, but it wasn't him in detail. It was like all the characters in the game and like crazy like bits and pieces within that silhouette of him.
Oh,
And I've
oh,
always wanted to do something like that. And I'm just like, it needs to be
yeah.
like, that's so iconic. I fucking love it. So it's
I'm
just
so
great
into that.
design. Great design. Fantastic. But yeah,
Mm.
then we go back to freaking TV announcing everything.
Building up that
Yeah,
like that continuity, that background lore that's going on
yeah,
with just having the people speak, to give
right.
that perspective on a street level of what's actually going around in Gotham.
Yeah.
It's just so rad, so smartly done. Yeah, the masks again. That mask allegory, no one was ready for it.
That Wonder Woman
Mm.
sweater. That's a nice sweater. I'd wear it. I'd wear that sweater.
Yeah, she looks comfy.
Yeah.
I'm just also like perpetually in love with the way the old woman dresses.
Yeah.
Who runs the fence.
She's
It's like
got like
wearing all the
construction
like
worker
bootleg, like
vest.
high fashion streetwear. Like, I love that the shoe brand is Speed Force.
Right.
That's rad.
The
Yeah.
helmet is that's. See, I can record you while you're in there. She's like, no, I'm not wearing this.
How am I supposed to do parkour in a Halo helmet?
Yeah. Not Master Chief.
It simply won't work.
Yeah.
Mm.
Gotta make it
Yeah.
count. Yeah.
Breaking into Ace Chemicals.
Dude, what a
Yeah.
cool looking building. Like,
Dude, I'm into pipes and tubes, man.
yeah. Look at that. That's so great.
Pipes and tubes are so fire.
Pipes
They make
everywhere.
everything look better. So you're like, what are all those pipes for? Where do they go? What goes inside the pipes? Doesn't matter. The more of them, the more important the building is.
Yeah.
That's just building science.
This is science for buildings. Yeah.
That's just math.
Really?
Dude, I love Killer Croc in the wetsuit
Yeah.
coming out of the suit.
Ocean Master. Yeah. Splash. Or sploosh. You just feel the weight.
Mm. I remember stopping while I was reading this for the first time just to stare at this panel with them running across the bridge. Like,
Yeah.
I love that perspective. Him in the
Tiny.
detail and depth.
Yeah.
That's some good perspective.
And more pipes. You know, they
More
got you on
pipes.
that one.
And the greens too. I think the
Yeah.
greens just work really well, especially on the next page where they're still
Yeah.
running through the pipes and the tubes and everything.
It's like a dirty factory. Like he's choosing that, you know. He's making it feel like a factory that's been in use. With those
And of course, like,
choices.
what's cooler than like robbing a place and then like base jumping off the side with like your parachute,
Yeah.
and like landing in water and then like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want a whole fleet. Like, there's nothing cooler in a heist than the vehicles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You base jump. There's a van or a boat or a jet ski, and you're like run
Dude,
away.
Point Break,
It's
right?
like,
It's
oh
freaking
yeah, dude.
Come on now. It's
Dude,
amazing.
fucking Heat, man, where they're
Yeah.
just like getting into the vans at the end of the police. Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
rad. It's so sick. Dark Knight in the beginning of that, where
Dude,
they're
yeah, I
all
was
zip
literally
lining
gonna
into
say,
the thing.
yeah. And then the school bus.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah. It's all about vehicles. You got to have a fleet if you're gonna do a heist. That's just the rule.
Duh.
None of this baby driver one car bullshit. I'm talking a fleet of vehicles.
Yeah. Because no one can recognize that one red car that keeps showing up.
Well, Baby Driver's for another day. I have my thoughts about that movie,
No,
but
Anyway.
not, long story short, not a huge fan. But
Yeah.
it's for a different day.
He does keep using the same vehicle, right? I'm not misremembering that.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like just through the one. Like, it's just that one heist is basically the whole movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he's in that red car. They switch into another car in that,
Okay.
like later in that scene.
I was
It just
thinking
takes a long
he
time.
used it for this. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll keep going. Ivy, is like, oh my god, yes,
Chef's kiss.
yep,
The woman of my dreams.
right, right.
Mm, yes.
What a way, what a way.
Beautiful, powerful woman. So
That's right.
inspiring.
It's like, yeah,
Big fan.
she's a goddess.
Big fan.
Yep.
And I love that she's like a drug lord, but it's just like for coffee, basically. She just has
Yeah.
like a whole compound.
Yeah.
She's in Ivy. He's like, Killer Croc is like, hey, Ivy, you got a bathroom? He's like, just go piss in the plants, basically.
He's like, with all the skeletons and shit around it. She's like, I'm kidding. Don't piss on my floor, you animal.
I love how gracious and like loving she is in these
Yeah,
sequences.
exactly.
They're just old friends. She's super sweet and gracious, and just like a wonderful host.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's also like you got to have these moments of peace before shit starts
Yeah.
to go wrong.
You're
Like to really
connecting to
bond
them
with
even
characters.
more.
Yeah.
Have those quiet moments with them. Build up that relationship. So then when shit goes south, it hits you even more. Just like how
Well, it's because
hits
like
the person.
there's a false belief that you think, oh, if they can be calm and everything can be good right now, then that means that will apply to the future. Like they,
Right.
you know, there is light at the end of the tunnel and things will be better. Like, isn't this nice?
Yeah.
But no, you still got to do the job. Like you still
Yeah.
got to go through with the heist.
Yeah. And then we get
And then of course, yeah,
then we get it.
love the
Dent.
coin in the glass
The only
jar.
choice. I was like, what a slogan. Wow.
With the bloody hand
Yeah.
with bits of glass in it.
Just going Leonardo DiCaprio mode on that one, dude. He's just
Well, it's
went
an
with it.
important detail too because that's his like clean hand. You know, that's his non-zombie
Oh,
hand.
that's a good
and
catch.
it's covered in blood.
Yeah, it's a good catch. He's literally like, I was thinking about this where, you know how on Dark Knight Returns where it's like Harvey Dent is basically like committed to being Two-Face and Batman is now committed to being Batman. Like there's no other choice, right? They're just 100%
Yeah.
those characters now. It's like he is becoming that in this scene, basically. It's like, I am 100% like the bad side, you know? Like there is no going back to the good or whatever, or this whole charade kind of thing. At least that was my thinking on it, you know? But
100%.
yeah.
No, I just wasn't talking because I was drinking water.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree 100%.
Because like when I just keep going back to that whole bit in The Dark Knight Returns when he's looking at himself in the mirror, and as in one panel we see the fixed up version of Harvey Dent, like he's like the clean looking guy now, he's got clean skin, but he sees the monster that he is, you know? Like he sees just the scarred up Two-Face guy. So it's good.
And I love that that's like, you know, the perpetual struggle with Harvey Dent as a character. Is
Right.
like the two sides of him. And like this book like really plays into that very well because
Yeah.
like it makes you think that he's turned over the new leaf, but then
Right.
you see that slip in that battle
Yeah.
page over page through his
Yeah.
story.
It's like as soon as that coin is introduced to him, he's like, I'm back.
Yeah, we're back, baby.
He's relapsing, man.
Dude, and then the prison sequence. How rad
Dude,
is
the
that
color
prison
choice.
flashback?
Yeah, like just the orange jumpsuit, and the texture on it too. Like the slight. Is there a texture? Or am I crazy?
Not
really, not really.
I think it's just like
There's a
painted
reflection,
textures on
yeah.
their clothing, like and on the tables and stuff. And how she's got to defend herself, and she's still Catwoman, so she can still kick ass.
Yeah.
Dude, of course, prison movies just make me think, but Brawl in Cell Block 99 is on Netflix.
Yeah.
God,
That movie.
I love that
rocks.
movie. Dude, I love that John straight up did not have a good time when we were doing that, watching that movie. He was like, that movie was weird. I was like, no, that movie was awesome.
He watched it with us?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
He was not having a good time because it's
I thought it was
so
great.
grotesque.
Yeah.
Dude, it's...
I love that movie. Vince Vaughn
Movie's
as a
brutal.
freaking
Yeah.
brutal guy is such a good take. I love it.
Because when the gore happens, man, it happens. Like when
it
he just
turns
like
into-
breaks that guy's
Yeah.
face, he just like
Yeah.
drags it on the concrete.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Just turns into a grindhouse film for those bits.
I mean, that's like literally what that movie is. It's just like
Yeah.
you don't believe it for like the first like hour, and then the
Yeah.
last half hour, you're just like, oh my god.
Whoa! There's not even a hint of it in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's very
It's
tame.
just like a gritty
Yeah.
crime movie. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
this is cool.
Yeah. When that happens, I'm like, holy shit. But dude,
I
what?
don't know how they rationalize it or explain it, but taking away the green skin tone from Ivy in this next page
Uh
did things to me.
huh.
I'm just like, yeah, I want that.
Just all tatted up and stuff. Yeah, good. It's just so funny too. Like wrap it up, Ivy, and she's just making out with one of the chicks in the background.
No one can resist.
I mean, I get it.
But that's like a really cool way, like, because that's a common trope with like Poison Ivy's character is
That's
that
true.
femme fatale, that seductress. But like showing her as like, you know, this powerful person who's just warm and gracious and very three-dimensional, but then also can just like pick up any chick she wants. It's
No.
like it's very rad, very in character. You
Right.
know, there's not a stretch or any weird like fan fiction element to that.
Yeah. And dude, we got the motherfucking King of Gotham here too. Like that's probably one of my favorites of of Croc. He's just lifting
The lifting belt,
Yeah. It's like,
lifting 2 tons.
yeah. Boom. Throws it. And then you get Clayface.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like,
It's so
stealing a piece of
gross.
clay paste is a
Yeah.
great, like, basically, like, he's pooping.
Oh, the
Oh,
pain.
the pain! I know that's probably not what his voice sounds like in this book, but that's my headcanon forever.
Instead of that foul cobbler, do you let the supervisor know, won't you? It's like, you can hear it. You can't get away from it now.
Mousse and chocolat!
Chocolat.
Would that it were a weekly treat!
James Gunn. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, man. Sit on my face, James Gunn. You know, yet another little heist. The crew works together, get another piece of the puzzle.
Yep.
And the bat tunnels, dude, with that like truck train thing, dude. I don't even know what that is. That thing is fucking sweet.
The truck train thing. Yeah, it's almost like a
Dude, look at
go-kart, but on
Yeah,
tracks,
but
or a jet ski. I don't even know. Yeah, it's pretty sick.
take notes for the metro stuff we do.
Yeah, right. Yeah, dude. I mean, there's just gotta be. Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be stuff. There's gonna be a fleet of vehicles on
Yeah.
tracks.
Yeah.
Believe you me.
No, dude. You've played Metro. Come on. I've played the shit out of Metro.
Yeah, dude. Game's ripped.
Fucking love that game. But anyway, yeah, the cops. I love the design of these cops, man.
The Bat Cops is
Yeah.
crazy. I love all. We didn't talk about it, but we've definitely glossed over a bunch of those panels. But the
It's the little
the
ears.
POV shots.
Oh, the
that they
POVs when
have
they're
with
scanning.
the red like scanning. Yeah,
The RoboCop
dude,
scan.
that's-
Yeah.
That shit rules.
Yeah.
Always effective.
Dude, and
Um,
it's so funny too that it's like these guys are now have the bat like ears, but they're also
Yeah.
using a weapon that Batman was like not into.
No, yeah, they're killing people
Yeah.
straight up.
Literally, like, oh, I guess we'll just kill everybody. Like, you know.
Again, the commentary about how Batman as a symbol is used for fascistic reasons. You
Yeah.
know, like
They're literally just
I know
running
it.
with it. It's,
yeah, the cruel irony of it all.
yeah.
Rocka, 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 rocka.
Yeah.
And then we get Killer Croc's
Final
valiant sacrifice.
Yeah.
Man, this shit tore me up.
Yeah. I was like, no,
Uh,
no.
This is where it has to start, man. People gotta die, and he was the first one, so he's got to be the first one, you know.
Yeah,
And I used to be the king of Gotham,
dude.
dude. Putting out of his misery, the blam. Like, tell me that's not one of the most like fucking
Yeah.
Frank Miller ass panels you've ever seen.
Dude, that's so
That lettering.
good with the little smoke and the freaking shell just.
And the
twirling
light
away.
and from the panel underneath,
Yeah.
like underneath that.
She's in the
that's so
darkness, dark moment, you know.
good.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
And giving Killer Croc that final resting place, like,
yeah.
giving him one last panel, like he did it. He shared that between the two of them. Really
Mhm.
let that moment sit. A valuable use of page space.
Yeah, super good. And then back to it.
And
Hard.
how they spin the narrative on the next page of how
Yeah,
they were trying to free inmates,
yeah,
and that's like their excuse, like, oh, this is gonna become a bigger problem. You know,
yeah.
that we have to come together for the greater good. It's the only choice.
Right.
Mm.
Mon-
Is he at war with us? Oh, such good commentary, such fun politics.
Yeah,
The way they're both spinning their narrative and like using it to push their message. Really well done.
yeah. I mean, dude, it's very on point right now too. Like, it's kind of
So appropriate.
didn't even
Relatable.
realize that until now. I was like, wow, we are with the
Deep
times, I
in it.
guess. Yeah.
And in their moment of mourning, what happens? Catwoman and Eddie Nigma hook up.
Yeah, they do.
They do
Look at his
indeed.
eyes when they kiss too. He's like, oh, Ben, what are you
Like all
doing?
small and beat.
What are you doing, Ben?
Riddle me this one. What's that bulge in your pants? Is that a roll of quarters, or are you just happy to see me?
It's a roll of quarters. Oh man.
I mean, it's Black Label. You gotta have some people boning. Right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna
Come on
take
now.
advantage of this format, you gotta have some people boning.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it works.
Yeah.
And it's a sweet moment that, I mean, odds are she hasn't gotten laid in a decade,
Right.
Good for her.
She's like, can we just? Why not? But Cliff Chang does it tastefully, right? He's not like overly sexualizing like Catwoman or whatever like the '90s like comics would,
No.
Like this is just like, okay, you know what happened, the subtle details. We don't need to like show her in the like those poses and stuff. It's just like, we get it.
We don't need robust
Yeah.
curves and titties out,
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah.
This is Catwoman, please.
This is Catwoman, please.
Oh, just classy. I love the nighttime coloring too.
Yeah.
The purples and the blacks
Dude.
just work really, really well.
Fantastic.
1 week to election day.
Yeah. I also just love Selena's hair in this. I don't know what
I've
it
been
is.
thinking the same thing.
I
Yeah,
just
it's
love
that
short
white
hair.
strip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Mm.
I've been doing that a lot recently, so
It works.
yeah. But goodness, and now they're just like having fun in the middle of this like heist that they're about to pull.
Yeah. Oh, this is like an easy one. This is
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm just doing some art thieving. I know how to do this. Like, I feel
Right.
like there was no need to dwell on it because this is just what Catwoman does: is steal
Yeah.
valuable pieces of art. Yeah, and leaving the Catwoman mask is just a great little touch.
Mhm.
Like, the mask of Orpheus. I love the twist of this. I did not see that coming where they take it to Jason Blood
Dude, yeah.
and he smashes it open and it's Dr. Fate's mask.
Right. I was like, whoa!
So cool. I get so excited when Jason Blood makes his way into like any story. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, like as
Yeah.
soon as he pops in, I'm like, oh, it's demon time. Let's go. Like, I
Yeah.
get so juiced.
Dude, when that sequence happens, oh, I love that sequence.
We're almost there. We'll
Yeah,
get to that.
Yeah.
Right now, we just gotta tread through some waters of a little bit of fascism on the
Yeah.
rise. The crowd with the masks and the contrasting masks with the bat cops
Yeah.
and like they're big and in frame, and then it cuts back and they're the cat people are smaller in frame.
Yeah.
But you still get the shot of the feet with the wheelchair, and I love that shot because
what
it
a
looks like Batgirl's boots,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
What a
I
reveal,
loved that.
too.
I caught that and I started getting hyped.
Let's go.
That-
And then that reveal, like he's on top, he's on the high ground.
He's on a tank.
Death stare. Fuck you. fucking bitch. And then he's like,
He's like, what are you
"Fuck
gonna do?
too."
I'm in a wheelchair.
What are you gonna do? I'm gonna kick your ass. Gosh. And then all the disguises that Selena's doing. And it's just like putting on a wig.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got facial scanners, so obviously a wig would cover you.
There you go. Well,
It's that easy. Well, I mean, they do have the facial scanner kind of trying to read her on the next page, and they're like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. And
Yeah.
then the back cops are like, whoa!
And she's like, yeah! Not so fast, copper!
This is the only page that kind of caught me off guard. Like, this is the only thing that made me go, huh? Was basically, like, they live in a hyper technologically advanced, like, police state where, like, the bat cops have face ID scanners on them and there's cameras everywhere and everybody's being monitored and, like, all the time. And she's like, how did they know? It must be a mole. And I was like, what? That was the only time where I was like, I mean, I get that, but like this was the only time that the seeds were ever sown for that. It wasn't something they like hinted in, like any initial paranoia or anything like that. It was the only thing that like I was like, huh, and like I get like to add a little bit of conflict, and then get him and her and Nigma pulled apart, and then have them come back in the end and kind of save the day. Like I get that like as a cool narrative device, but I just didn't really buy it when she kind of makes that whole turn at the end of this issue or the beginning of the next one, where she's like, Edward, you stay here. I don't trust you, basically.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess you could argue that it's fairly on character for Catwoman to be distrusting of people.
Right.
Like I don't think that that's controversial, but I don't know.
I get you. I'm smelling what you're stepping in, dude. I'm also like, maybe she's kind of out of touch because she's been in prison for a while. You know what I mean? So
yeah, she's just like, I don't fucking trust this for a second.
Yeah.
Like she just makes those snap judgments out of like survival instincts.
Yeah, like maybe that's part of it. I don't know, but I see what you're saying.
Fair. Yeah. Like it wasn't so out of place that it like ruined anything for me, and I was like, this book sucks now, or that's stupid. But I was like, it made me go like, what? Like I didn't come to that same conclusion.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a lesson to take away from like any piece of writing is like, it's one of the hardest things about writing like a detective sort of mystery book at all, is like creating a puzzle that like the audience is putting together at a concurrent pace with the protagonist of your story. Like you never want the audience to put the whole puzzle together beforehand, but you don't want to have them not even understand what pieces they're looking at, like,
Yeah.
So like pacing that, delivering that information is like really, really difficult, like truly. So, this wasn't bad given that kind of idea, but
yeah.
What a great scene. Like, I mean, and here we go, like, the violence is kicked up, the stakes are high. People are actually getting beat up and assaulted by police officers.
Right.
And that's real. That's scary.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
It does kind of suck. You're right.
A little bit, not chill.
It's definitely not chill.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
If I could describe police brutality in a word, it would be not chill. It's definitely not chill, for sure. So.
Oh man. Yeah. Then we get
More news. So good, and you just see Harvey unraveling. It's great.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it.
Yep.
The fact that they get the DNA off of the guy is hilarious with the coffee cup.
Right.
And then it's like he does his part of the job, and then this is when she's like, "You're out." It's done. It's done. Like, don't worry about it. Like she doesn't say like, you fucked me over or anything like that. She's just kind of like, nope. Why were the cops there? What's going on, huh? and then like get out of here.
He's
So
like,
it
"What?"
like that could also just read as her being overly like paranoid or distrusting. Like again, like it,
Yeah.
but also when that happened, that made me think like, well, what if is it the other guy? Like is it her? Is it
Yeah,
Winston? Like
that's
is
what I
he the
thought
one? Like
too. Then it kind
I
of
was like, is
makes
that what they're
us
playing?
like distrust everyone else a little bit. So kind of does that little thing, but you know. Oh man, dude, the colors on this page with Harvey doing the toast and shit. Goodness. With all the oranges and what have you. The blue. Just complementary colors going on.
And again, what smashes the glass, but his clean hand again.
Uh-huh.
And then like he asked them to turn off the lights so he can like sit in darkness, and then we go into those mirror shots again.
Yep.
And then like the opposite of that Dark Knight Returns shot, he sees his human face in the reflection in the dark.
Yeah. He's like, I'm a
It's
good
like
man.
what he
My
wants
good
to
side.
believe.
Yeah, I'm a good guy, right? No.
And then the context of the Fool's Night, like again, oh, you know what? Batman describing himself as an orphan in this page, in this moment of peace, where they're talking about, if I didn't do this, it would be, if I did dream, it would be with you,
Yeah.
and like maybe that's your kind of key connection to that Orpheus metaphor
Yeah.
here, is describing himself as the orphan.
True. And then he keeps
And then you
to
put that
Selena.
position of
Yeah.
who's Orpheus and who's Eurydice here is like,
Oh.
could be interpreted either way.
Ah. That's good.
I want to see this in more comic books. Like this was so rad, taking Clayface's face
Dude.
and like like rubbing DNA all over it and turning it into another face.
Just
That was
a
fucking rad.
Mission Impossible bit right there. Just
Oh, yeah.
using Clayface.
MI3 with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes. Oh man.
He's just like, take the night off, and they're like, yeah, let's go. And then the one guy's like, actually, this doesn't feel right, and he's basically just like, you're an asshole.
I fucking hate you.
Why couldn't you just let us go to the game, you dick?
You dick. Oh man.
Catwoman with this cape, this poncho vibe with the metal detector is rad. I love her in that poncho.
It almost, she kind of, I know this isn't what's happening, but it almost looks like a Segway, you know?
I thought it was a lawnmower when I first saw it.
She's just cutting grass.
I was like,
know?
yeah, she's cutting the grass.
It's part of the heist, you know. You got to cut the grass for this puzzle.
I was like, she's not dressed like a landscaper. Is that a disguise? Oh, it's a radar. Okay. And yeah, it opens and rad, that huge tunnel.
Yeah.
It's rad. Jason Blood. Etrigan comes out.
When he just falls into a pit of bones, you know, you're just like, uh-oh.
He's like, and he says goodbye to them. Like he's like, oh, I'm gone now. Now you got the demon.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see ya.
She's like, I'm so sorry. And then boom. There he is.
And this is like when I love, obviously Etrigan the demon is like a classic Kirby design. Like this is all
which he
Jack
took
Kirby
from a story that he loved, which is interesting. Because there's yeah. It's a dude that's haunting people with the mask of the demon. In this story, he's just like haunting this like mansion, but he's just a guy wearing a mask doing all these things from back in the day, and it like terrifies everybody. But Jack Kirby took that, and I forget who the artist was, but he took that for inspiration and then made him like an actual demon, and spruced it up a little bit, but. Thought that was pretty sick.
Even the crackle on the page too, dude.
You know, the kayfabe guys talk about that on one of their videos to it. But
and I love too, like once the demon comes out, that's when this book, like we were saying earlier, just goes full comic
crazy.
book.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
This is like, now we're just into the mystical and super powered fucking batshit stuff. Look for the underworld.
Here we go. Then we go back. Fool's Night. God.
Those colors, dude.
Look at Gordon. He's balding. He's bald.
Save your friend or save the city. And of course, that's a no-brainer for Brucey.
Yeah.
And I love that that he calls him Bruce under his breath, like
Bruce. Yeah.
I feel like by acknowledging that it's Bruce, like that's the Joker acknowledging that he's gonna die too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
Yeah.
that's such a powerful, like, subtle detail where he's like, now I'm calling you Bruce Wayne, and that means it's over for both of us.
I'm done. We're done. I'm breaking up with you. It's
We're
basically
over.
Yeah, it's basically what he's doing. If I can't have you, no one can.
I love Etrigan the Demon.
So beefy in this, man.
So
Made him
beefy.
so freaking chunky. I love that.
The trick tunnel is one of the coolest details.
An enchantment. I like how Ivy brings up, like, didn't you used to rhyme and stuff?
Doesn't he basically just say, like, only sometimes?
Yeah, because he's, what? For valorous deeds on earth, I am stripped of rank and shunned by my inferior peers. So he's basically like, because I'm stripped from that ranking, I'm not rhyming anymore, I guess? I don't...
Yeah, I'm no longer a fly MC who gets to spit.
I'm no longer a fly MC.
Yeah, you too. No good deed goes unpunished. The truest of words, human. Yeah, the trick wall sequence is really interesting. Like, you know, just Batman, like, playing with mysticism and magic.
Yeah.
It's funny to me. Illusions. They're called illusions, Michael.
Open sesame.
Nepoemasis. And we get that, like, the Zatanna thing was just like a funny connection. Like, he says the magic words and it wakes up Zatanna. Like, at least my interpretation, and maybe I'm misremembering how this went, but, like, the Zatanna connection was, like, she was the one who put the curse on the wall. Like, to make it magical. And, like, it, like, stuns her, and she's like, huh? And then the magic kind of, with the sparkles from her panel, trickles into the panel below it.
Okay.
Like, oof.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I'm like, I know this is a character that I am not familiar with, so I was
Batman and her have, like, a relationship. Like, whenever he dabbles in the magics, Zatanna is involved.
When does that happen?
Except for, like,
is that New 52 stuff, or is that before that? Because I'm not
Justice
familiar.
League Dark.
Justice League Dark, okay. So, yeah.
That's like Batman and Etrigan and John Constantine and Zatanna and Deadman. And
is that in the animated movie too? Like,
yeah, they do that in the which is that's also New 52 animated stuff. Because that all happens after Flashpoint.
Okay.
Got
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't read much of I didn't read any of that.
The animated movie rocks.
I did watch after I think like 30 minutes or whatever. I started watching it with you. That one time you had it on.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 John Constantine like Justice League Dark movies like from that DC animated timeline. They're all pretty fire. Honestly.
From what I saw, they were pretty sick. They were pretty sick.
Again, DC killing the cartoon game.
Dude, get out of here.
Can't make a live action movie to save their lives sometimes.
Yeah.
But like in terms of their comic output and their cartoons,
quality.
Miles ahead. Yeah. Miles ahead. That's what pisses me off about DC. I love them so much. They just can't get their fucking cinematic universe right.
Yeah.
Except for very rare instances like Black Adam, which is a 10 out of 10. For those of you at home, we are Snyder Cut fans, though. So
it's true. Yep.
Big fan of the Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League
Yeah.
trilogy.
It was cool. It was cool. Besides the Martha part, Martha, I didn't like that. But the
Why'd you say
fights
her
and
name?
yeah, my mom. Like, no, that's I don't. Nope, I
That
don't
was
like
the
that.
dumb part. And
Yeah.
like Jesse Eisenberg is stupid. I understand where he was coming from, but I don't like that. But overall, I would say like about 2/3 of that movie are fucking kick
Yeah.
ass.
The fight sequences, and then when Batman
Dark
goes
Side versus
in.
Superman too.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then when Batman saves Superman's uh, mom, dude, when he goes in and starts busting ass, kicking,
And
whipping, and snapping, it was sick.
this is just making me want to rewatch it,
Yeah, the Bat Flak, dude. I'm all about the Bat Flak.
dude. Such a good Batman.
Dude,
His movies hit or miss, but him as Batman,
to him as
kick
Batman,
ass.
super cool.
S tier Batman.
He looks the bit. Hey, yeah.
I'll say A tier Batman. There's only one true Batman. His name is Kevin Conroy. But then everybody,
Yeah, yeah,
but in terms of as a Batman, Ben Affleck. His movies
yeah.
different, but
Different.
like
Yeah, it'd be like that.
But anyway,
Yeah. Back to this.
back to this dude. Yeah, getting through this secret giant door. The fact that Etrigan's got ice powers to freeze the waterfall, and like this whole sequence of getting in here, rad. While and like juxtaposing it with the flashbacks of the night, like in the fight with the Joker,
Yeah.
and how I love this sequence with her and the gun. She was ready to shoot him, and it's just the bang. Like,
Yeah. Yep. He knew. Goodness. It was great.
there's no rhyme or reason to this world. It's all one big joke, and I'm so tired of laughing.
Bruce get. I can imagine the Snyder cut. Slow motion. Hallelujah.
Yeah, Hallelujah in slow mo. Try not to play the song Hallelujah in a Zack Snyder movie. Challenge impossible.
It would be perfect.
Oh man, God, I love that it's like the DNA, like activated thing with her on that batarang, and how like her fingers need to be on it to like put it on that thing.
Yeah.
Like that just rocks. Like that's like I don't even know how Batman like the reverse engineering to like design this. I don't even understand how Batman made it.
Right.
Like you know what I mean? Like
Right.
but it's perfect.
Alfred, help. I mean, he's a freaking billionaire, right? So he's able to get all this like 3D freaking cement printer stuff, I'm sure, and get it all magicked up. I don't know.
Dude. And like this sequence where he's handing it to her. Should have trusted you more. You know, like
Yeah.
that's like that real like you should have been in here. I should have let you in. And he's like that means the implications of this are that Selena Kyle's the only person that he trusts with all of the secrets of the Batcave.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty significant. Like not even like the Bat family
Yeah.
could get in there.
Yeah. Just his gal, you know. She's the one.
She is the one. Smackety smack into the wall, jumping down, and we're in the Batcave. And that like that reveal of the Batcave. I mean, all the bats coming out.
Yeah.
Like
Of course.
of course, the people see all the bats and they're like, "Oh, Batcave's open now. We know that now." Like,
Yeah.
but like this reveal of them getting into the Batcave, so rad. Like it feels justified. It feels like they earned it. It's big. It's monumentous. It's iconic. The penny, the dinosaur.
The dinosaur.
It's all there.
Yeah. He's got it all. His little trophy room. And the old school Batmobile at the very top there. That's great. Oh, and you see I didn't realize that before. You see like the Michael Keaton Batman freaking mobile right there. With the fins.
Oh, good
Yeah.
eye.
Yeah.
Ugh. I did not even catch that. The penguins from the
Yeah.
Iceberg Lounge are in there.
Yeah.
That's really sick.
Giant coin. That's
Hell
great.
yeah.
Gotta have the dinosaur in there. Gotta have it.
10 years of decomposition and bat guano, and then like poison ivy has the plants
Yeah.
to just like suck all the bat guano out of the air and like ground. Dude, the freeze gun, the Catwoman mask, and the jewel, it's full of memories. Oh, oh, it's so good. God, that's so good.
Orpheus.
Hmm. Yeah, opening the Lazarus pit is pretty cool. The Orpheus pit.
Dude.
How he, yeah, was able to heal Alfred, but it would kill him, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not a stable way to heal people.
Yeah. And he tried to balance it with Bane's venom, but that did not go to plan. He can't let go, man.
This is, yeah, that's the, yeah. I think that that's a really interesting um, metaphor, symbol, idea. You know,
Yeah.
just that he tried to utilize the things that he hated to like save the people that he loved, but knew the drawbacks and it wouldn't keep him forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not being able to let go of Alfred, man, that's always like a very powerful motif in
Yeah.
Batman stories.
Yeah. And then he just gets that final moment with him. It's good.
My dear boy, I'm ever so proud of you. And then the lily dies.
Yeah.
Bruce wanted me to bring him back to revive him so he could fight again for a week or however long he'd have. Cape came first, and I knew that, and yet nothing else mattered. Nobody else mattered, not even me. That like real thing, like it's about the fight. It's not about the future. It's not about peace.
Yeah.
The dream that she was told about by Bruce on the rooftop doesn't necessarily exist.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a fleeting moment. All of this is fleeting moments. Like time is this unrelenting force, and people may not change, and
Yeah.
it's heavy, man. It's great. And then, of course, they're just like, all right, that moment's over. Harvey Dent's on the train.
Yeah. Just standing on it like a dictator. Yeah. Yep. There it goes.
It's like Croc's such a chatty guy. And then here we go. The fight with the freeze gun. Rad. Etrigan as a demon. Love that. Fucking rips off the dude's head and is like eating.
Oh, it's like going at his spinal fluid is what I'm thinking is happening right
It's just
there.
Viscera just like spewing out of his mouth. Etrigan. Etrigan.
Yeah.
Clarion. I don't know anything about this Clarion character, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
That was the one part where I was like, I think this is like a whole thing I don't know about.
Yeah.
And then the Kirby crackle that like makes him explode and turn back into Jason Blood.
Yeah, dude, the transition is so freaking crazy. Just covered in blood. Oh man.
This is again this fourth issue where it just all turns into this madness of just like
dude.
Kirbyisms and fighting and crazy magic and superpowers and
yeah. I love it. Love that.
there's only an earned climax throughout the rest of the pressures of this story.
Then the plants, they come out, they start killing people. You know, use
Batman's
the
fear, the fear gas, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, officer. What's wrong? The maggot's spewing out of his eye.
Yeah.
Rad.
Whoosh.
And then, of course, Poison Ivy. She's got to sacrifice herself, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's dying.
It's like, no, not Ivy, no.
Because Catwoman represents, like, this enduring spirit, you know?
Yeah.
That, like, everyone believes in. Like, the city's going to be okay as long as we kind of align ourselves with your values. Of, like, standing up for yourself and protecting the little guy and doing what's right even if society tells you that it's wrong. Like, Catwoman's kind of like the perfect anti-hero in this framing, right? I'm not going to say that being a jewel thief is, like, morally correct. but like it's more of what
Well,
it
no, I'm just
represents.
kidding. If you're helping out the
If
poor
you're
people,
listening,
I mean, no, just kidding.
yeah, but Catwoman didn't always help out the poor people.
No
She just
shit.
like collecting shiny things.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, she's not perfect, you know, and
Yeah,
this book wouldn't claim her to be.
yeah,
Um, and she's like, is winning this fight basically worth it? Is it worth jumping into this Lazarus pit and like getting this like 10 minutes hour of fighting?
right.
Um, or you know, is just ending, not letting them get access to Batman stuff, basically like the true moral
Yeah,
position to take. I mean, dropping the grenade belt into the Lazarus pit is fucking awesome.
yeah,
What a cool way to go out. Just blow it up. Don't let anybody have it.
yeah. Which
But,
I feel like Bruce was probably like, you're gonna like get rid of everything, you know?
and yeah, knowing Batman, that probably was his
Yeah.
intention all along. And I
If
think
I
that that's
can't
kind
do
of the
it,
point here. Is
yeah.
not that like you know she thinks that this was just Batman's ploy to save himself and push off her, you know, and
Uh-huh.
the reality of that scene really makes you feel that.
Uh-huh.
And then when she comes to this realization and learns everybody else died for this, like this is what we're all dying for. This is actually the fight, you know.
Yeah.
This is like not misrepresenting what Batman stood for and like not being fascist Batman Bat Cop thing,
Yeah.
but like actually like doing what Bruce believed in and like saving Gotham
Yeah.
in like a financial and economic way, not like a I'm gonna dress in a cape and beat up bad guys in dark alleys every day for the rest
Right.
of my life
Right.
kind of way. What a sick sequence with all this blowing up and going down, man.
Yeah. Mm. And then that strong black silhouette of the gun framing everybody.
And of course, she's ready to go out, man. She puts
Yeah.
on her mask. She's ready to say goodbye, and then boom, Catwoman Jr., Edie Nigma,
Yeah.
uh, saves her. They pull her out. And that's because Edward Nigma figured out how to get into the Batcave with the piano notes and the grandfather clock.
Yeah.
You know, like
Fucking
that.
genius. Oh, that's great.
Of course, I love Edward Nigma. We didn't talk about it too much, but just like Riddler talking about in that scene where they're like catching up in the bar, like you know, I thought I was a good match for him. I thought I was doing like the right thing. I thought I challenged him. You know, we had a good thing going. Like I love that.
Uh-huh.
Like that's such a fun way to view that.
Yeah. Oh man. Gosh. The acrobatics going on when she's catching the gun and then rolls off and yeah. That's great.
Yeah,
Snatch.
kicks him in the face,
Yeah.
hits him in the eye.
His good eye too.
Oh, beating the shit out of him too. This is for Croc, and this is for Ivy. Crack, crush, crum.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just that parallel with everything crumbling down. She's just beating him to a pulp. It's great.
and then, of course,
The wrap
do what
up.
Batman would have wanted.
Yeah.
Get Harvey Dent in prison.
Yep.
You know, because of that, Barbara Gordon wins. You know, we got the inclusivity. We got people of color, gays, straights, all there supporting Barbara Gordon. She wins. Tomorrow, we begin the monumental task of rebuilding Gotham, a more just and compassionate Gotham that offers hope to its future while honoring its past. My father always said, we are stronger when we are kind to each other
Oh,
and
yeah.
unbeatable when we stand up for each other. Like, great way to catch all these themes in the book and tie up all these loose ends. And I love that Ivy grows into a tree in Wayne
Yeah.
Manor. Like, that panel is
That's
fucking
awesome.
beautiful, dude. Again, this book is deep. Like
Yeah.
these are the things when people are like, "Oh, I read comics, but I don't read that big two shit. I don't like superheroes. That shit's lame." Like this book is literally dealing with fascism and corrupt cops and dirty politicians
Uh-huh.
and hope for humanity and dying for what you believe in and like you know all this political commentary, all these moral kind of quandaries, all this gorgeous art. Like how can you look me in the eye and tell me that this book is not good? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like how is this book not worth your time? This book is fantastic. Like truly, like we didn't get too much into this when we were talking about this, but like this is one of the most impressive comic books of the last 5 years. Like truly, like I think
Mhm.
it's like of the year it came out is worth like being one of the like cited as one of the best comic books of its year, whether
Right.
that was 21 or 22. Like this book is incredible. This is so good.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Hits all the notes, does all the homages, really has a good message behind it entirely.
An absolute thrill ride. Great
Yeah.
character piece, great empathy and love for all of its characters. Love for every panel that was put on the page. It
Mhm.
just mm, no
Yeah.
notes.
No notes.
Except for the one note we had with
Yeah,
the like
yeah,
mole
yeah.
sequence. That was my only note.
Your
That's
only
my
note.
one note.
Yeah. But even then, it's still fucking
Even
good.
then, I'm like, I get it. Like I understand. Like I understand where it came from. I disagree with it. I don't think that it was an error.
Yeah.
Which is an important distinction. Like I have my opinions as an artist and a writer myself. Like would I have done the same thing? No, but I also probably couldn't have written a book this good. So like who am I to say?
uh,
Yeah. Um we can all play armchair critic and like armchair writer. Well, if you had just simply like
yeah.
I'm not gonna claim any high ground over Cliff Chang. He's a genius and incredibly talented and put in just unbelievable amounts of hard work to make something this big and impressive. And he deserves all the credit. He deserves all the praise. He is amazing. Congratulations, Cliff, on this book and this
Congrats.
huge, beautiful hardcover
Right.
collection. You getting, more than just releasing a comic, but having a comic released in this like fashion, like this beautiful of a hardcover, this quality of paper, you know,
Dude.
that's a feat unto itself. It's very, very
Right.
great work.
Good
I
job.
hope you got a pat yourself on the back, Cliff.
Pat yourself on the back. Good job.
Stand up and take a bow.
Take
Yeah,
a
these
bow.
covers are
Yeah,
these
man.
covers are great. Um, I love the one with her in the ice bath. That one rocks.
Yeah.
It's like Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, like on display on top. I love this process piece where you get to see the script. Like when you look at the script and hear him talk about, the editor talk about this and everything. Like this was all planned. This was all like with minor changes, like kind of sprinkled throughout, like mostly to dialogue. He knew everything. Like that's such a rare thing. I mean, that's something you can only do if you're like writing and drawing and coloring and lettering, like
Right.
that you would plan everything out in this kind of detail. And also just to get your editors on board. Like imagine being an editor and getting this book and you're like, yeah, I mean, just make that, I guess. What
Yeah.
notes do you give to a man
Right.
like this?
Just he's prepped and ready.
And
Prepped and
all
ready.
of these killer concept and process pieces, we love some good back matter. I like that he went with the short hair on Barbara Gordon. He was playing with those longer
Yeah.
hair concepts.
Yeah.
I think that worked really well. Um, yeah, I love all the designs for all the characters, all the things like he was playing around with. These character sheets just look great. Um,
Yeah. Super good.
what a
Super
great
good.
book, guys! If you want to read this book,
You should.
you know where you gotta go. You gotta go to your local comic book store. Um, we're in North Carolina. We love places like Acme Comics. Heroes aren't hard to find in Charlotte.
Oh yeah.
Ultimate Comics in Raleigh is a good spot. Um, if you have other comic book shops that you want to plug and you want us to shout out, let us know. Put them in comments. Put them in, on chat, on stream. DM us. Talk about us in the Discord. If you got a place we should go, wherever in a city that you got a good comic book store, shout that shit out.
Oh yeah.
Go see those people. Talk to them. They'll give you some good recommendations. They'll tell you to read this book because it's amazing, and it's in this beautiful hardcover, and you want this on your shelf in this prestige plus size and edition. It's fantastic. Um, yeah, go to comic book stores. Find like-minded people who also like comics. Talk about comics with them.
Make comics, please.
Make comics. Draw comics. Write stories. Do cool shit with your friends and with other like-minded artists. Publish it yourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't feel like you have to be doing anything for Big Two to make it like you mean it. We do tons of indie comics on this stream. Um, yeah,
Nothing
I
but.
think that's all I got. Any closing thoughts for you, Manny?
Um, you know, follow us. Follow our Discord channel or join that. Um, follow the YouTube channels. What's the mouth breathers channel? Is it Mouth
It's
Breathers
just
Guild?
Mouth Breathers Guild.
Mouth Breathers Guild. Go on YouTube, follow that. Follow the Manny Draws. We do these every Wednesday, diving into comics, and then of course I am diving in while also making things, but also pretty frequently drawing on stream. So follow us. Follow Ben Hill. He's a good guy. And
Follow Sam T. Lamb. He wasn't
Sam
on
T.
the stream.
Lamb.
Hasn't been on the
Yeah.
last few streams. Follow Nate G. Draws.
Yes.
You can follow me. I don't post that much comic stuff on my personal
Yeah.
stuff, but Kiwi Spicy
Yeah.
on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Twitch, all of it. I'm there. I like talking comics. If you want to talk comics with me, you just gotta, hit me with a comment, hit me with a
Yeah.
DM.
Oh, how about that
We'll talk
Substack?
comics. Oh yeah, we do have a Substack. I'm bad at posting to it, but it's just Mouth Breathers Guild on Substack. I'm gonna be posting there more. It's kind of talking art, talking comics. We'll have a TikTok soon. Mouth Breathers Guild on TikTok.
Yeah.
Um, we love comics. We love making comics. We love supporting other people who make comics. If you make comics and you want us to look at that shit on stream, we might do that.
Yeah.
We'll give you a shout out.
Yeah.
We got tons of talented friends who make comics. We're gonna highlight more of their work as things go, as time moves on.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have more comics coming down the pipeline later this year in 2024. We're going to be at Heroes Con. We don't have official confirmation, but we'll definitely be there if we're
Yeah.
tabling or not. Um,
Yeah.
just because it's great. So Heroes Con, Charlotte, great con. Shout that out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Best the best.
The best. It's the best.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We'll call it here.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep drawing, but yeah. Enjoy.
My stream's done.
Sweet. I'm gonna do some doodling on some panels, and then I'll probably call it a night. But yo, what's up, Hataki WR? How you doing?
1 mil, I follow.
Fine, 500 for a friend. Oh man, put on some lo-fi beats.
Oh, Ataki, we're doing all right, man.
Yeah,
We just did a long stream.
yeah. You're like, that won't take a while. An hour and a half later, or however long it's been.
It was so dense. It was about an hour 45.
Yeah,
It was so dense. That's still pretty short for us.
yeah. I mean, we go through the whole book too, so.
Wondering about drawing the comics. Yeah, if it's any consolation, Wednesdays at 8:30 Eastern, we do a comics analysis stream where we just take a whole trade or a whole volume of stuff and we just babble on about what we love about that comic from a story perspective, history, contextual fandom perspective, from an artistic perspective.
Yeah.
We try to dissect it from perspective of an artist. We just print yellow sketch and draw over it.
Oh, you're talking about the
I
page I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's what I got. Do you print yellow sketch and draw? Yeah, so I do a small thumbnail, and then I do that on like pretty small, like 1 by 2 inches, right? And then figure out the big picture, scan that in, might edit it, maybe pencil a little bit on Clip Studio after I blow it up, and then I'll print it out on 11 by 17, changing the line art color. I change it to orange just because it, doing it blue sometimes messes with my eyes a little bit when I'm inking. Might think that I've like inked an area when it's just like a lot of blue ink that was printed, you know what I mean? So I do orange a lot and then I just ink over it. So I've never done anything like it, but I'm quite creative with stories. Well, there you go. Just dive in, start making stuff. Let's go for it. what do you got to lose? You know?
Yeah, dude, comics is a great place to be, man. Highly recommend getting into comics, although part of it has got to have an artist.
Yeah,
I'm blessed in that I have very, very talented artist friends.
that's right.
But if I didn't, I would just be writing. That's what I was doing beforehand anyway, so.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to say that you can't do all the work of writing a comic, you know. Write a full comic, try it out,
Yeah.
and then, you know, put together pitch pieces with it, you know, like a synopsis, an outline, a log line, some character breakdowns, things like that.
Yeah. And also, you don't have to do like a 20 pager at first, or like a 120 pager or whatever. You could start small, like just a character that has a want or need. Do it for 4 pages or 8. You know, do a mini comic thing. Test it out. Do little short stories. Build yourself up. You know. So a lot of us have made that mistake of just jumping into an epic and then not finishing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, Hitaki. But everyone starts as a terrible sketch artist. No one wakes up a great artist.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I was poo poo. You know.
Dude, I'm so glad that my college computer completely shit itself, because if you could see all the first things I wrote when I was taking myself seriously as a writer, oh man, it's embarrassing how bad a lot of that stuff is. And I'm glad I can't ever read it again.
Dude, my first drawings weren't good. It's just a lot of Spider-Man crotch back in the day, you know. So
Yeah.
I just got good at drawing crotch, I guess. I don't.
Oh, never mind. I saw Uncanny X-Men trending on Twitter. I got excited. I thought that meant they were going to officially launch an Uncanny X-Men title. They're relaunching X-Men, Manny.
Relaunching. Okay.
Basically, like the Jonathan Hickman Krakoa era is over.
Oh.
And now they've changed editors.
Blah. Interesting. Okay.
So Tom Brevoort is now editing X-Men.
Oh.
And basically with that, they are gonna do like reboots or whatever. So I might hop on and grab some of those monthlies. I don't know if I'll do the full thing.
Right.
Obviously, they're probably gonna have like 6 titles or something crazy every month, so no need to get into that. But I've been catching up, trying to read as much as I can of the Hickman era. It's cool. It's hit or miss. There's definitely some series that I'm like, I don't like this at all. But
like, which ones aren't you digging?
I'm not crazy about called Fallen Angels. I didn't really like that one too much. It's like about fuck, I don't even know. The way that they released them was in these trades called like Dawn of X. And so like the trades were basically like that month's X-Men comics. So you got like, you know, X-Men #1, X-Force #1, Marauders #1, Excalibur #1, right? You got like 6 series that were like all #1s, and then the next trade would be all their #2s. And so like I just kind of read them all like back to back to back like that, so they kind of blend together in my head. But there was some where I could just feel myself kind of checking out. Like the straight X-Men title was like pretty good. The one I really liked, there's 2. One was called Marauders, and it's basically a pirate book. Whoa. It's Kitty Pryde like running a pirate ship where they're trying to like free mutants in countries who don't have a treaty with the country of Krakoa, like the mutant like nation.
Yeah.
And so they go into these countries to like free those mutants and then like interrupt crimes going on with like mutant shit. Like take those mutants back to Krakoa, and it's like a pirate book. It's rad. And then I really liked Excalibur. It's like Captain Britain and then like a few mutants, and it's like high fantasy connecting like the lore of the X-Men to like King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, and there's like monsters, and it's just like high fantasy. It's rad.
That's cool. Okay. I like that one.
Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Because like I got excited because basically there's this crossover event with all the titles, and about halfway through the run called X of Swords, and it's like this massive like sword fighting tournament arc.
Ooh.
And I heard about it, and I was like, I want to read everything up to that, and then read that event at least, and then see if I want to keep reading.
That's a good call.
Hitaki is asking, how much would it cost to hire you for like 20 pages for complete art?
For complete artwork, that'd be like, I guess it'd be 40 pages. So my typical rate is 400 per page if I'm doing everything. So per page.
Well, yeah. And 40 pages wouldn't be a full issue. A full issue for context, Hitaki is about 20 pages, 20 to 25 pages. But it's a lot of hours.
Yeah, right.
From concept to penciling, like thumbnails to penciling to inking to coloring to lettering. That's a lot of time per page.
Yeah.
Probably a couple days.
A couple, yeah.
I mean, if you did nothing but do that.
Yeah. Got bills to pay, man.
Manny and I have a working relationship at Taki because we've been like best friends since we were 11 years old.
Yeah.
So that's why I get to cheese his work for free, because he also wants to do it as much, if not more, than me. And I'm just happily along for the ride.
Yeah. I mean, there's more people out there that are, you know, I know a lot of working relationships they've met at cons, they've met at like, you know, coffee shops, whatever, gatherings of some kind where you know, meet up with other artists and shit. There's been plenty of people that meet up and they're like, hey, you want to make something, you know? So just go out there, meet people, mingle, you know, keep it natural, right? Be friendly, be kind, and I think you'll be able to meet somebody out there, have a good partnership going.
Oh shit, Zack Snyder is on Joe Rogan.
No way. Of course he's on Joe Rogan. I get that. Friends are different from random people. I mean, yes. But I mean, building up those relationships, building up those friendships. I mean, Kevin and I have met a whole bunch of people at Heroes Con, and now we're, you know, we've known them for 2 years now, I guess, and now we're making something. I mean,
even less than that, honestly. Yeah, like we met most of them at Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah. And now we're just getting together and making something. Hell, you can even join Discord channels of other creators that they all get together and just make stuff and release it.
Yeah, honestly, if you want to get to know people, join a workshop.
Yes.
Like join a class. Like, you know, it might cost you a little bit of money, but you pay some money, get onto a class with a Discord where people are just writing or drawing together. You'll meet a lot of like-minded people, and learning to get to know people through your art is a great way to do it, because there's kind of that immediate connection.
Right.
You're kind of showing a deep side of yourself to people very quickly, and like you're all there for the same reason, that you want to make art, tell stories, do whatever. Yeah,
totally agree. I mean, that's how I met a lot of my friends, a lot of my art friends. Joining a workshop, joining Steven Zapato's workshop.
Yeah, all my closest collaborators in the art world, aside from like comics, was like all people I met in film school.
Yeah.
Just
Hell, even college. Hey, I mean, that happens.
people are busy. Me and Manny are incredibly busy. We
Yeah.
just make the time to do this constantly.
Right.
Um, yeah, I don't think that's necessarily the fairest perspective to have. Pretending they don't have time. Some people just don't. I mean,
Yeah.
I would always. Well, you can always make time as difficult. You don't know where people are at and what's going on.
We all got
You
our.
can't make people want to do things. That's a big part of it. But I would always assume, what's the saying? Never attribute to malice what can just as easily be attributed to incompetence. I don't mean that in a mean way that people are dumb, but just in a way people just don't know. You never know what people are doing,
Yeah.
and odds are they're just acting on instinct, what they think might be right based on their perspective.
Yeah. I mean,
It's fine.
everyone's going through a fight too. I mean, everyone's like, fighting something, going through something. You don't want to piss
Definitely.
anyone off because you don't know how they could be going through something right now or whatever. Like, just be kind, just put that energy out there, show up, just keep showing up, to places.
And like, truly, like, some of my absolute best friends in the world, like dudes I would take bullets for, like just my absolute best friends, are incredibly difficult people to like wrangle to get to make art with me. Like, there are people where if I was in the hospital, they'd come and find me. They'd help me out. They would come to, they would do anything they would to ever help me with anything I needed. And I'm like, hey, let's get in the studio and work on some music together. They just fucking don't show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're my best friends, and I don't hold it against them. This is just the way life is and the way people
Yeah.
are. Yeah, I don't. That does not diminish the relationship at all.
Dude, I mean, adulting's hard, dude.
People got jobs. People got
Yeah.
families.
It's different responsibilities, man. So I mean, finding the times, it can be difficult, especially if they have a project in mind. I'm juggling multiple things at once.
Yeah.
So
And you have to understand this about me and Manny is like we have a good relationship because we were both like compulsive workers. Like this is the only thing we want to be doing, so we just do it. And like even our friends who are super talented artists, who are literally professional artists at times, like
yeah.
we can't corral them to collaborate in the same space. Like
Yeah.
it's a rare thing. It's easiest when money's involved. I'll
Right.
pay you to take time to do this. Most people be like, I can make time for that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one way to do it too. You find somebody you click with and whatever, and be like, hey man, I know I can't give you like a certain rate, but I can give you this per page. You want to do that? Maybe we could do a test run, an 8-pager, and then put it out on Webtoon or whatever it is. See, test the waters with it. I don't know.
And I'm telling you, that person's probably out there for you.
Yeah.
It just takes time. It takes trying a lot, putting yourself out there. If at first you don't succeed, try again, and all that.
I mean, that's one thing all artists have in common. All writers and whatever have in common is that they didn't fucking quit. They just kept doing it, kept showing up. That's all you got to do. It may take a year, it may take 10, it may take 20, but if you keep doing it, it's bound to happen. Whew. Boom. Okay. Earlier today, I was like, I'll fix up that Western, page or whatever. I'll get that ready, and then I didn't have time to do that. so,
Yeah, dude.
so I was like, I got a page I can work on, I guess.
It's also just like Wednesdays. I'm just like, you know what? It is talking about the stream is enough
Right.
for me to feel productive. I get like, I just forget how much it takes it out of me to like. I did the math. Aside from my lunch break today, Manny, I only had an hour of my day where I wasn't in meetings cumulatively.
Wow.
So I was just in back to backs with like a couple 15-minute breaks like interspersed throughout the day, and then I had like a half hour at the end of the day, and I was like, and then like on my lunch I literally just like laid on the couch. I was like, I can't talk to anybody, I can't look at anybody.
Leave me alone.
And that's why it's like sitting down for the stream. I'm like, great, I get to sit on stream and be in another meeting basically for like 2 hours. I do this because I love it though, and like it's always, again, we talked about this the other day. It's like the hard part isn't doing the thing. The hard part is starting to do the thing.
Starting is half the battle. Yeah.
Dude, like you're like, I'm going to sit down and draw today, or like I'm gonna sit down and write today, or whatever it is. Like it's actually taking that first step to start doing that thing. Because once you start doing it, you're like, I'm actually good to do this. Like I feel good about this. I enjoy this, right? Like this isn't work. This is actually something I love doing. But it's just like that fight where you're just like, my brain wants to lay on the couch and like play video games. My brain wants to watch a movie or just like watch YouTube or whatever.
I want to play video games every day.
Bad.
I haven't played a video game in a week and a half.
Dude, I like sat down to play some Elden Ring on Sunday, and I played for like 40 minutes, and the guilt just like ate me alive, and I was like, all right, fine, fuck, all right.
Fuck. Yep.
I could feel it, like in my gut. I was like, you shouldn't be doing this. I was like, God damn it.
That's how I feel every single time I play games.
But there are some times where you sit down, you're like, I'm just gonna play for a little bit, and then you play, and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this for like 4 straight hours, and then you're like, I'm really glad I did this. This game rules.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Sometimes you do need to, just need to treat yourself a little bit. So, which I think I might do that on Sunday. I'm like planning out my gaming day. I was like, all right, I don't got any plans with anybody. Like it's Sunday. Sunday sounds like the day.
Are you dizzying on Saturday?
Doing that on the 23rd.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think, I know Bailey, his parents want to meet me, I guess.
What?
Because I have just helped him out a lot and stuff, so they're just like, we want to meet this man. He sounds awesome. So I'm just like, all right. I guess I think we're meeting up at the Angus barn.
No shit.
Yeah. So I think we're doing that on the 24th or whatever. Maybe.
That's that Sunday?
Yeah, I think so. So I'm probably just gonna crash at his place.
Word. No pressure.
Yeah.
But on this Saturday the 9th, I'm gonna go to the space, and jam with Ian for some black metal stuff.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But if you want to hang out, by all means.
Said this. What Saturday? This Saturday?
This Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
Because like Thursday is Kane's game. Obviously, if you want to go home, please do that. But I mean, you're good to crash Thursday night into Friday. I mean, you're good to just crash here for like 3 weeks if you want, honestly. But yeah. So.
Word.
But we're just gonna be jamming some black metal stuff. But if you want to hang out, jam, I'm sure he wouldn't be opposed either.
Yeah.
So.
Oh shit. I'll play it by
Oh
ear.
shit! What? Yeah.
Because I want to knock out the Western on the weekend.
Yeah.
So, see if I can't letter it too, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I hope one day we get to collab too for some great projects. Hey man, it might happen. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds?
this Twitter account I follow called Jeep Minister. He just says crazy things. He's just like, got hit by a train, but it's okay, I'm fine.
Oh man, it's okay.
Full-powered machine that dumps cat shit into the Great Lakes.
Nice.
I've just been maddeningly checking Twitter and Reddit today for hockey trades.
Oh, dude, I've made it to 400 subscribers on YouTube today.
Dude, huge.
Yeah.
You get any engagement, comments and shit on your videos? Or
Yeah, I've gotten a few. So, there was the analysis. It does an analysis at every month, on the YouTube Studio or whatever. And it was you've had 26 comments this month, blah blah blah. So.
Hell yeah.
So that's cool. It's sick. Nice. YouTube actually works.
Seems to be one of the only ones.
Right, yeah. So just gonna, keep doing it. I've got to figure out a good time to interview everybody. Well, now you have 401. Hey, there we go. 401. Made it to 401.
Actually, you're at 402.
I'm at 402. Hey. Fuck yeah. But yeah, should I send out questions to everybody? And have them just fill it out and then do a YouTube interview at some point with everybody? One-on-one kind of thing? Or us interview each person? I don't know how we want to do it, but I feel like that would be a good cool thing to do for the anthology and stuff. Have a letters column at the end of the book, but obviously not letters, but the interview for everybody. But also have a YouTube piece.
I feel just do it all in one fell swoop with the video and then just transcribe the hits.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I guess if someone can't make it, then we can do I'll just send them questions. Whatever. Interview on what or about what? Yeah, so we're doing a anthology together with a group of friends, and I just wanted to pick their brain a little bit, and just print that sort of interview at the end of the anthology, so then readers can kind of get to know the creators a little bit, and then hopefully follow everyone, So do like a deep dive kind of thing, but like, you know, like a small kind of interview or whatever.
All right, my brain is in full shutdown mode, so
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna hit the hay.
All right, dude.
But brother, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
I'll text you, get you, send you the address and shit for when we're meeting,
All right.
and then yeah,
Cool. Sounds good, dude.
catch you later, homie.
See you. I answer them all right now. Hit me. See, I gotta think about the questions. I want them to be good questions. I don't want to be like, where your ideas come from. Like it's a horrible question. I want to, you know, be like, what brought you to comics? Like, why this character? Like, why comics in general? Like, what was your first book? And stuff, you know, similar to that, but better. It could be a good question if formatted correctly. Yeah. But it's such a basic one. Where do your ideas come from? Like, living. Like, what? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you want the person to be excited, you know, to like talk about it. You gotta get that energy out of them. You gotta get them enthusiastic about, you know, themselves. Even if they don't feel that way about themselves, you want them to like get that energy out. Like, what inspired you to create this art? But like, even that is, it's more like, where are you getting this inspiration from? Like, what movies are you watching? Like, what kind of genre is your go-to genre? Is it like crime stuff because you're doing a lot of crime stuff? Is it more fantasy driven since you're doing a lot more fantasy stuff? You know, you got to be more specific about it rather than so broad, in my opinion. Because you don't want to like set them up for failure. You know, you don't want them to just stutter and be like, you want them to talk, be excited about talking about it. Well, I can't be more specific. I don't know what they've done. Well, you see, in context, I'm just saying in general. You know, you gotta be. That's what I prefer. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Focus more on details, for sure. click on that specific genre that they're doing or whatever. Yeah. Like, what are you pulling from with this specific character? Like, what sort of cultures are you looking at, or is there something like someone in life that this is coming from? I don't know. There's gonna be better questions to be asked once I'm sitting down and able to think about these questions when I'm not focused on inking a page. So the interviews will be good. We're all friends. There's good energy. So especially like asking about their career and all this other stuff, like what them inspired them to like make these certain moves in their career to focus on, you know, printing, like printing or costume design. Like, what was it that drew them there? What was the thing that made that spark happen? Kind of stuff. You know, those types of questions. Definitely want to dive into process, what they've learned through making comics, through, you know, whatever other illustration work, maybe some tips that they've received from other creators in the business, their inspirations, their mentors, whatever. Advice that stuck with them. You know, challenging parts of the process, like how do they deal with that? You know? And balancing life and making art. You know, just because you're not full-time with art right now doesn't mean you never will be. So, but like, how does your life look right now with the balancing and, like, you know, spending time with family or whatever? Like, do you set times? Do you schedule like crazy? Or, you know, human stuff that I think a lot of other people should be thinking about, should hear. Like, you know, you're still an artist even if you're not doing it full time. Yeah. I mean, stuff like that, I definitely do want to ask questions that will help other, like, younger artists out there. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like dealing with imposter syndrome. You know. How do you do that? How do you deal with day to day kind of like, oh, I'm not feeling this today. Like, what do you do? Because for me, when I'm not feeling it, you know, maybe I'll take a break, maybe I'll play a game or read a book or whatever. Yeah, I farted. And and then you know, sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't, but also it's kind of like, I don't feel like drawing today, but I'm gonna put a line down on paper, you know. At least I'm gonna do that. I don't feel like writing today, but I'm gonna write one word, and that almost like tricks my brain, you know. Like I sit there and I write one thing, and then I just keep writing. It's like my brain's like, I'm already here. I'm already writing this. I might as well just keep going, right? So, same thing with drawing. Like after that stream I just did with Kevin, I didn't feel like drawing. I'm doing it anyway. And then once I put a line down, I was like, maybe I'll just do one panel. I already did a panel right there. Working on another one. It's like a little trap. A healthy trap, I will say. Healthy trap. But again, it's like, we're already here. I mean, might as well draw, right? Yeah, exactly. You know, there's also like this one thing about getting ready to go to the gym, where some people will put on their gym shorts before they go to bed. So like for their, you know, PJs, they'll wear their gym shorts. So when they wake up, they're ready to hit the gym in the morning. I don't do that, but you know, I can see how that may help others that are struggling to do that. Or like maybe if you know you need to get into drawing, or you're trying to level up your drawing, like leaving sketchbooks like in easy spots, or leaving you know, leaving things to be easily accessible. So like leaving sketchbooks out, leaving a workstation free so you don't have to set it up, you know, so you're not spending 15 minutes setting things up. Because once there's an obstacle, a lot of people will just, all right, whatever, I'm gonna watch a movie, you know. Once you get rid of that obstacle, you know. So like I said, it does sound weird, but as an example, putting on those gym shorts, the only obstacle now is putting on your shoes when you wake up. Now go for a walk, go for a run when you wake up. Boom. That obstacle of searching for your gym shorts or whatever is out of the way. I haven't met anyone that's done that. I've just heard that as an example, so I have not done that, but you know, if it works for some people, you know, why not? Awesome. And if they're not easily manageable, they become an issue. Yeah, so, you know, just help future you out. You know what I mean? those obstacles out of the way. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Just narrowing it down, before you're able to help someone else, you kind of need to help yourself, kind of thing, yeah. So, I mean, I got a whole bunch of pens laid out next to me. I have my drafting table. I have pages prepped and ready to roll, printed out. There's no obstacles. I just have it. I have it ready. So I'm able to just, if I don't want to work on this page, guess what? Boom. I got another page to work on, So, and if I don't want to do that, if I want to work digitally, I got digital stuff I can do. I got some pages I need to finish penciling, all this other stuff. So, I got plenty of things. And it's all prepped and ready. There's no obstacles in the way. So that kind of stuff has helped me just be ready to change gears, switch. It's like, oh, I'm brain dead right now. I don't want to pencil. Like, it's taking too much brain power or whatever. Then I'll start inking. That's what I've been doing for a few days. It's like I'm coming after work, and then I'm not penciling those pages I should be working on, but I'm inking pages that I should be working on, that need to get done, in the next few months. So, and those are also deadlines that I've put onto myself. So having a deadline as well is big push. And in a way, keeping yourself accountable. Like, I'm on stream right now, and if I'm not drawing, or if I'm not talking about comics or whatever, then like I'm just wasting people's time being on here. So it's like, do I want to make people upset, or do I want to get this thing done that I promised that I was going to get done or whatever? So now that might stress some people out. It's not for everybody, but works for me. I don't want to disappoint, so. The videos you do, I think you could make one where you show people how much steps it takes to get to a point where you pick up paper and pen. If you sit down and start making really great work, it's intimidating, so when you try to assist them, I think you can show how progress happens. Going with as simple as it gets. Yeah, I could do something like that. Easing into the creative process kind of deal. Yeah, write that down. I like that. whatever helps people just make stuff or begin on that journey, then I'm gonna try and help people do that. I want to see the cool stuff that people make, So when I do my graphic designs, I never had these steps, and if I did, I would have been so much easier. But it took me so much time to learn it all. Yeah, because I had to learn how to not only create the designs, but also how to operate the softwares. Yeah, you gotta play with the stuff a little bit. Yeah, having a goal in mind has helped me. In terms of like having a personal project like frequently has helped me like learn and keep learning. Because skill-based learning is great, you need to learn the fundamentals, you need to learn the foundations and stuff and all that, but things that have helped me grow as an artist were always personal projects. So just doing comics, doing illustrations, and then eventually that led into getting, small commissions from people, and then, doing personal projects has also got me other opportunities to, work with other publishers and, doing small projects with people and getting paid work that way too. So it's all kind of helped out. Personal projects have helped me out a ton, and you learn, like if you're doing comics, you're learning how to tell a story, you're learning how to pace, you're learning how to draw like everything on the page, right? And it can be intimidating to some people, but if you start small, like 4 pages to tell one story or 8 pages to tell one story or whatever, then you start slowly working your way up. I'm crazy and I went for a whole epic thing that was 120 pages. That's not gonna work for everybody. I mean, it's also not a great story. It's, there's flaws, to say the least. But I think doing small stuff has helped me tremendously, because then you can experiment a lot more, and you're not afraid to experiment, really, because like, oh, it's only 8 pages. It's only like a month of work or whatever to do everything on the page, versus like freaking a whole year's worth of or more worth of work, and then you're just like, oh, I failed. No, I never want to do this again. You don't want to do that. You don't want to psych yourself out like that. Build up that skill slowly over time, just like you learning how to operate all of that software, to learning graphic design. You slowly built up that skill with little projects, I'm sure. Even if it was just like school projects or whatever, or assignment projects. But I'm sure you learned more by doing it, like, for stuff that you cared about, right? So I mean, it might be a long time, but hold on, I'm reading your other stuff. Yeah, if it takes someone eight like a few months to do 8 pages, but like, you know, if you're in the learning process, time shouldn't be an issue. Like, you just want to learn how to do it, right? It takes me a month to do 8 pages. Or it takes me, 1 month to get, 8 pages inked, penciled and inked. And I also have, full-time job, paying my bills, paying the stuff that I need to do, stuff that I need to survive, right? There's responsibilities there too that we have to keep in mind. It's like if someone has a family, it may take that person a few months to do that 8-pager if they're just diving into it, Did it on my own for friends, etc. Self-studied graphic designs. People want to get things done, and many give up once it gets too hard. Yeah, totally right. Once they realize how hard it is, then they're like, maybe I'll just write. Maybe I'll just write comics, or maybe I'll do lettering, or maybe I'll do coloring instead of penciling or whatever, Or maybe those people get into concept art. Which is amazing. Or even animation, whatever it is. Like, I think it's important to try stuff out. I've tried animation in After Effects. I didn't fall in love with it, so I didn't continue that. I've tried 3D sculpting. I do enjoy that. I will eventually dive back into it when I have more time. Because I definitely have ideas in mind of what I could do it for, so have those goals, but yeah, I mean, it's people are gonna do that. They're gonna try it out and be like, this ain't for me, which is fair. That's why I said about making it as simple as it gets, because I know how frustrating and intimidating it can be, and I'm sure you know how frustrating it can be too, since you're on this level. Yeah, I mean, it can be, especially like the outcome is being, slow, I'm also trying to, build that audience up, right? You're seeing me at that journey of trying to, find my people that like this kind of stuff, that like these monster comics, that like this, that have the similar taste. So being on that journey isn't easy, but I think the important thing is you start, and like how Kevin and I were saying earlier, how that's like one of the hardest things to do, is starting. I'm here, I'm doing it, doing my best. So, and I know it's going to be a slow journey, but I think it'll be worth it in the end, But yeah, start, talking about doing things and starting simple, going slow with it at first, I know will probably help people out. And have the warning, like, this is gonna be hard, this ain't easy. If it was easy, anyone would do it, right? That cliche saying, like, everyone would do this if it was easy, but it's not. And that's why people go to AI because it's a click and it's done, right? Even though AI steals from artists um, at this point, since there's no regulation with it, um, and that's not cool. We don't like that. Midjourney can suck my ass. That's what they can do. Wait, there's AI for it? Well, yeah, there's AI for everything now. For writing, for art, for animation, for whatever. It's all gonna come and it's gonna be bad. It's been so many layoffs in the game design realm that I feel like it's clearly because of AI coming into the picture. But so it's taking art jobs right now. So that's why I'm avid on do your own thing, make your own thing, have a personal project. Oh yeah. There's Midjourney. There's some other stuff. Can't remember the names, but it's stealing from artists. That's the only reason why it's good. It's taken from James Gurney. It's taken from every artist that you love without their consent. They can't opt out, and it just takes pixels, refigures them, and yeah, and then boom, look, oh my god, you have an anime girl in James Gurney style or whatever it is. Like, yeah, it's dumb. I hate it. And the tech bros are like basically talking bad about artists, even though we are the ones that they're taking advantage of. Like, why would I sit down and learn a skill that my computer can do? It's like, dude, what? This is a human act. Making art is a human thing. Yeah, man, it's pretty stupid. Yeah, like automate, like, jobs that people don't want. you know? Um, but no, they go after the most human thing first. My mentor, Steven Zapata, has plenty of videos talking about this, warning people about it. He's done a TED Talk that's dove into AI art and the dangers that it can do to the industry, to copyright, to all sorts of stuff. He's done plenty of interviews with people that have worked in AI, that are affected by it. So yeah, I mean, just be wary about the stuff that you see online. Look at the description every time. Make sure that people are, it's actual art. It will destroy so much content. Yeah, because it can happen so fast. People are already getting filtered out on Instagram and stuff. If there's no regulations or whatever, just imagine sites like Redbubble and all those T-shirt companies or whatever, where you'll be like, oh, I want a Guardians of the Galaxy shirt. You type it in, and then Redbubble will take what you typed in, automate it real quick, and then just shit out a whole bunch of different Guardians of the Galaxy shirts at you that are fake. They're not made by real people. It's made by computers. Like, basically, imagine walking down the street and then a 3D hologram pops up, says your name, and puts you into that shirt, like Blade Runner. Puts you into that jacket. That's the kind of future that we're coming to if we don't regulate stuff. It's like it's not gonna be good, um, because then it's gonna filter out all of the people that actually do the art, um, and a lot of students, a lot of people, that are beginning their journey are quitting. They're quitting art already. They're like, what's the point? And that's the saddest thing. Is like you need to keep creating, man. Like, keep making stuff. Make your own stuff. Like, there's a lot of students like not. They're giving up. And that sucks. And I hope they come back. Even if it's at age 40. That's the thing about art. You're never too old. You can dive in way later in life and do something. You may not be a Michelangelo or whatever, but who cares? It's the process. It's the journey. That's what it's all about. Enriching your freaking spirit, man. Some hippie stuff. I always try to keep pushing them towards doing it regardless. Yeah. Keep pushing people to make cool stuff. That's all we can do. Just be kind, be supportive, be there. So I get it. It's scary. It scares me too, but it's not gonna stop me. Creativity is a very necessary key skill. Yeah. Highly agree. Highly agree. It's essential for life to exist in the first place, and if you take that away, you'll be stuck in a loop. Yeah. I don't want to be stuck in a loop. You want to be stuck in a loop? I'm good. I'm good. F now. That sounds so boring, right? I want to make cool shit. I make weird stuff. I want to see weird stuff made by human hands. And honestly, this all this AI stuff has been making me want to just double down on traditional art. Like now I'm really itching to try out oil painting and stuff. Which I know I'll suck at first, but man, it would be cool to have some stuff like this, but oil painted. Like I would totally do a mini comic like that, at least. I'm sure there's people out there doing that. It's like eating only rice and chicken every day. I think you should never take what others make or do and join them. What do you mean, like joining them on the AI parade kind of thing? Yeah, yeah, I get that. I know the box office artist. If you follow him on YouTube, he did a video where it was like, who does it better, me or AI, kind of thing. And he typed in Spider-Man and did like all these weird like designs. Like got all these weird renditions of Spider-Man on his like research thing. So he was essentially building a reference file of all that, of like these crazy suit designs that AI was just puking out. And then he was like, all right, I'm stealing from AI. And then he drew like took like pieces from the reference and made his own design on it, which I thought was interesting. I mean, there's ways we could use it, but you know, there definitely needs to be some sort of regulation on it, because no artist can opt out of it. Even you're opted in. You know, if your stuff was on Instagram or whatever, guess what? It's in the AI library now. So we're all affected. Yeah, never. Yeah, don't plagiarize. Yeah, I get you. I get you on that. I get you on that, yeah. Yeah, the box office artist, he's a cool dude, for sure. Super skilled at what he does, and I'm pretty sure he's been doing movie posters recently. But I've been following him for a good bit. I had a client the other day, showed me an artwork he wants. Wait. I want to make that with two different things. I said I never do that. He wanted his name instead of other person's name. Huh. Like he wanted to take credit for the piece, kind of deal? Interesting. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. Like he wanted that exact, like that exact image, but just his name was slightly different and like a few things were changed. exact crap, basically. I'll take other people's work and make it my own work. If I made that piece for him, I knew I'd be a content stealer. Okay. Yeah, so morals. So you have a moral compass. That's good. That's crazy. That's wild. Wait, can you steal this from me? That's crazy. What, you mean crazy? What is having a moral compass mean you're crazy now? I think it's something a lot of people like, yeah. Imagine saying having moral compass is crazy. Yeah. It's definitely, it seems like that nowadays. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just noticing it. You know what I mean? Like, is it always like this, or is it getting worse over time? Like, I don't know. I think it's getting worse since people have forgotten what respect is. Yeah. Yeah. Sad, man. Not into it. Not into it. Like, you know, I was drawing Spider-Man stuff too in school. However, I wanted it to be my own thing, yeah. So I made Spider-Man, but every villain I made was unique. Hell yeah. Yeah. Just had fun with it. Made your own little world. That's cool. People liked it in my class. They said I have talent for it, even though I felt like it's crap. Since I knew it's not my own. I mean, sounds like an imposter syndrome was hitting already, man. Just had fun with it, you know. Make some Spider-Man bootleg comics, you know. Kevin and I are working on a John Wick one, because we love John Wick, so we're gonna do a little mini comic about it. I inked a few pages in the past, but then the deadline for some other stuff was hitting, so I had to put that on hold and work on the other stuff. But for me, morale and respect is a highly valuable trait. Yeah. And if it's copied from somewhere, I'm never happy with it. I mean, you know, well, yeah, like doing a character design that's, you know, someone else's, probably not a good thing to do. But you know, there's like every story is based off of other shit, you know, like, I don't know. Not saying to steal other stories, but I don't know. I think it's good to have inspiration from it, pay respect to those things, and you know, I don't really know what I'm saying right now. I'm tired. But yeah, copying's bad, plagiarism's bad. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. But also, you know, good to have fun once in a while. So if you're doing fan art or something, you know, like, that's nice. That's good. Have a good time. Enjoy it. Yeah, every new art is from other artworks, but you're supposed to make it very different. Yeah. I think, you know, reading, was it, I know I dove into, was it Joseph Campbell's The Hero with a Thousand Faces? I started diving into it. I haven't read the whole thing, but like, it's basically how, like, every story is the same, and how, like, from things in history, how it relates, like, even other religions and stuff, like, having similar stories. It's not talking down any religion. It's just comparing, like, stories and stuff like that. And I know George Lucas has read it, was a fan of that book. There's a lot of that stuff. Oh, you understand? Yeah. I mean, it's also like concept art is all about like taken from things that exist. Like, I know, well, not taking, but it's taking inspiration from things around you and using that to create new things with a similar flair. having characters, if they're like in the desert, then they're going to take inspiration from cultures that are in the desert and stuff, and they're going to do a lot of reference studies and all that. They're probably going to do that for a day or two, like copying and studying those materials and outfits or whatever, and then they take a day to just like basically puke out like stuff that they've been looking at and come up with different designs, different takes, and all that, which is an interesting thing to do. And I think it's a good exercise for artists, to come up with different character designs and stuff. So it's you're taking from the familiar, but repurposing it and making it your own kind of thing. And maybe that might be something to look into. Like looking into other concept artists and stuff, like how they do their workflow, like Scott Flanders, I know Steven Zapata, what's his fan, Ahmed Adori, very good character designer, super cool dude. Cynic's design dives into that kind of stuff. Scott Robertson has a great how to draw book, but is also very much into vehicle design and all that, and taking from what he knows, right? So, but at the end of the day, even if you copy someone else's character or art in any form, you're supposed to change it and adjust. Well, yeah. You know your character. Perfect cell. What is perfect cell? I don't know what that is. I'll look it up. Huh. Interesting. Oh wow. This dude? This guy? Yeah, that's pretty good. Interesting. I think it's because of the just his like muscle, his brow muscles, basically. That's funny. I somewhat watched it back in the day, but I was never super into it. I barely remember that guy, but yeah, I could see the similarity. I mean, he's literally like, this is probably the most basic character design ever. This whole project that I'm doing right now is part of a project that I started a long time ago, and it was just a sketchbook thing. And I was going through some stuff, so this kind of like got me out of a rut a little bit, and it was basically just a guy slaying monsters, slaying demons. I wanted to draw that kind of stuff, so I started drawing it, and it was just like this dude with like meat still on his face, but it's like he's steamy, he's steaming, right? And it's kind of like gross skin and stuff. And I thought it was cool, and I was like, he's just slaying shit with like a one-handed sword or whatever. That was it. It was the whole premise of the book. It was just a man fighting his demons, basically. And I showed one of my close friends this sketchbook. I was like, yeah, I've been working on like this thing just for fun. And they're like, you should totally print that. It looks awesome. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll do that. And I showed some, artists in the industry, and they're like, yeah, maybe you should, this looks fun. This looks like you're really, really doing it. So it's like, all right. So basically, an erotic struggle. Yeah. So it was a few years ago. I had like 20 pages done. And then my buddy was like, you should finish that. And I was like, all right. So now it's turned into, I think this is page 49. And I think I'm going to end it at 60. This looks like something you can make into an anime. I mean, that would be cool. That would be cool. But I got a few other ideas that I want to tackle. I just want another finished book under my belt, And that's pretty much why I'm trying to get this done, is have another book for Heroes Con, and then start working on the other stuff that I got. 'Cause the other stuff I got is gonna be fucking cool. Can I get a copy of this once it's done? Yeah, I mean once I'm able to print it and stuff, I'll definitely keep you updated, my dude. For sure, if you're interested, definitely. I pay for the copy, but not $400. Yeah, I feel like this will probably be like $20 or whatever. Yeah, it won't be $400. It'll just be a cool art book of a dude slaying monsters. But yeah, this is very much action-packed. Super, super much action-packed. Very much action-packed. All the action that you can handle in this book. And I hope people enjoy it. Definitely not a talky book. Barely any words. So but I do want to read and know the story. What kind of fighting style he uses. I'm a fan of martial arts. Oh, dude, I don't know martial arts or anything, man. He's pretty much like mainly a swordsman kind of guy. He's like a monster hunter kind of dude. Essentially cursed. I don't really explain that at all. Kind of just things happen. And he just keeps getting into these situations in past and present of these of this monster in particular chasing him down, trying to just put him down. It's like a fight that's been going on for a long time. So it's mainly just like brute force. That's his fighting style, brute force. I wish I knew martial arts, but love me some martial arts movies. Take that. Those are sick. I don't know much martial arts myself. I know only Wing Chun. See, I've seen the movie Drunken Master with Jackie Chan. Pretty cool. He falls into that fire pit. Like, he legit falls into that fire pit. It's crazy. Jackie Chan's insane. It's my damn childhood. Love that man. That's Drunken Fist? Is it Drunken Fist? Well, you know what I'm talking about. It's that sick ass Jackie Chan movie. Can't even get the movies right. Dang. Wing Chun is applied in most kung fu. Interesting. No idea. It's the most basic art. Huh. What's Bruce Lee doing? You know? Because he was like the man. Oops. This master was actually someone who practiced Wing Chun. Bruce Lee did Jeet Kune Do. Oh, because his master did practice Wing Chun, but he invented Jeet Kune Do based off of Wing Chun. Interesting. Okay. That's what happened. Somewhat coming back to me now. It's like now I'm remembering seeing that somewhere. I'm inventing that thing. Dude, what a crazy guy. His son, Brandon Lee. Oh man. R.I.P. dude. R.I.P. The Crow. The Crow. The one and only. God. I think my little brother did that. Is basically the same thing. Sick. This is like pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Love the art form. Heck yeah, dude. Gotta. I respect it. I respect it for sure. I enjoy watching the sweet kung fu movies. So. I think I might call it here, but you know, made a little bit of progress. Got that inked up, got her inked up a little bit. Essentially finished this bottom. Still a little bit of editing to do, but that's fine. But yeah, that I think that's gonna cover it, my friend. Appreciate you hanging out, dude. And yeah, the prodigal son. You should watch that Best Wing Chun movie. Alright, dude. I'm gonna watch it. Write it down somewhere. I know I did watch, what's it called? Dang. Shaolin? Is it 10 something? It was like a monk that studied like 10 different fighting styles. Now I can't remember the title of the movie, but it's a very old kung fu movie. It was awesome. Shaolin Temple? It might have been Shaolin Temple. You know the one I mean? Yeah, you get it. Watch that one. What other one was it? I've seen them all. Okay. Alright. So me describing this, you already know. I'm just not good with names. Dude, neither am I. Yeah, dude. No worries. I forget everyone's name. I'm just like, yeah, you know the guy who's like, he's fighting in an arena, you know? And then they're like, Kurt Russell? No, I'm like, no, he's not Kurt Russell. It's what's his name? Russell Crowe? Yeah, Russell Crowe. Yeah, in that movie. You know, with the guys and the swords? The Gladiator? Yeah. It's not that too. I love the Gladiator, but you know, it's like that. It's like, no, Russell Crowe. I know Kurt Russell in The Thing, my favorite. Yeah, if you yell me his name, I have no idea. Tell me what he did. I know exactly. Yeah. Yep. I get it. But dude, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna go pass out. I'm gonna brush my teeth and then I'm gonna pass out in my bed. So I gotta wake up early in the morning and all that jazz. So long day ahead of me tomorrow. You're good company, dude. You as well. You have a good weekend, whatever, whenever, what day it is. I don't know. Oh, dude, I'm gonna eat peanut butter toast like every morning. It's no big deal. But yeah, I will be on during the weekend. Gonna be working on some Western stuff. So maybe I'll finish up this page on the next stream. I don't know, but definitely gotta finish up that Western book because that's due. And yeah, so we'll see you in the near future, my friend. Keep the positive vibes going.